Yeah, I'll give it a try. Peter, last heard I had 5 and 5, Peter. 2 Echo 0 Romeo Foxtrot. Oh, I think I've got a 5 and 9, not sure. Go again, Peter. Yeah, QSL the 5 and 9, Peter. Thank you very much. David, KBJ.
5555 QRM, Peter. 59, thank you, Peter.
Any check-ins for November Juliet 75? Please call G4 Hotel Papa Echo.
Golf 0 Tango Victor Mike.
Oh, hello, Abdul. Golf 0 Tango Victor Mike. Nice to hear you. Anybody else? Right, okay, Abdul. You've got Mike 3 Papa Delta Mike Mobile, November Juliet 75. Go ahead.
Mike 3 Papa Delta Mike. This is Golf 0 Tango Victor Mike. Can you give me a call, please, and I'll give you a report. Mike 3 Papa Delta Mike 0 TVX.
Over, Abdul.
I think I heard a 5 and 9, Peter, but the beeper's there and also somebody tuning up as well, so that made it a little bit more difficult. I'll just put the headphones on, and if you could give me a report again, please. Yeah, thanks for the 5-9, Peter. I got the 5-9. You are 3 by 7, 3 by 7, 37, 3 by 7, 37. QSL? Yeah.
Very good.
Peter, thanks for that, and good evening, Steve.
Yes, hello, Abdul. Good evening to you. D0 Tango Victor Mike is Abdul. He's in Sierra Echo 13. He's a book holder. I think probably most people have worked him, but shout if you want him in a moment. We'll just check first of all. Anybody else to check in for November Juliet 75? Oh, have you changed square, Peter? Have you changed square, Peter?
NJ
85. Yeah. Okay, Peter. 5757 the varieties. Golf 4 Hotel Papa Echo. Yeah, QSL 5 and 9. Thank you, Peter. For the attention of the Mets, Mike 3 Papa Delta Mike Mobile, November Juliet 85 2E0 RFF.
Yeah, last heard, Peter, 5 and 5, 5 and 5, 2 QSL the 5 and 8, Peter. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon again, Peter. You are 4 by 4, 44, 4 by 4, heavy QRM, 2E0 KVJ. Roger the 58. I know GM0 SEK wants SEF wants to go. He's not there at the other station. I can't remember the call sign.
G0 TVM.
Yeah, good evening again, Peter. You were 3 by 7, 37 again. 3 by 7, 37 QSL. Top of the shop 5-9. Thanks very much. Thank you, Steve.
Yes, okay, folks. I just don't know why these guys come on to 3762 when there's quite obviously QSOs on this frequency and 3763. It's just incredibly antisocial. It's something like putting the towel down, isn't it, next to the swimming pool? Anyway, very good. Golf Mike 0, Sierra Echo Foxtrot. Dave, have you got any copy on Peter?
I can make him out, Steve. I can hear he's talking, but not getting very much of it, to be honest. I have to go now anyway. I don't know if Abdul wanted a report from me in November after 3-1.
Yes, yeah, why not? Abdul. Golf Mike 0, Sierra Echo Foxtrot. Give him a shout.
Is it 2 Echo 0 Kilo Victor Sierra? I'm not sure. I think that was called back, but maybe I've got that wrong. You're 5959 with me.
Yeah, the station you're working, Abdul, is Dave, Golf Mike 0, Sierra Echo Foxtrot. Golf Mike 0, Sierra Echo Foxtrot. November Oscar 3-1. November Oscar 3-1. Take it away.
Yeah, thanks very much. Golf Mike 0, Sierra Echo Fox. This is G0 TBM. Last heard you were 5959 with me.
QSL, Abdul, you're 5 and 9. Nice signal, good audio from me, from here. No problem at all. And I've got to go now, gents. If anybody else wants a quick one, just let me know and then I'm away. Back to you, Steve, from GM0SES.
Very fine. Thanks, Dave. Last and final call, November Oscar 3-1. Now, okay, Dave, you're off the hook. Thank you very much indeed for calling in this evening, and we hope to hear you again. Very, very big signal down near Cambridge from Golf 4 Hotel Papa Echo. A very good evening, Dave.
7 threes to all. Have a good night from GM0SES. Bye-bye.
Cheerio there, Dave. Okay, Peter is on his home run, and I think that his next square will be 9-5. How are you doing, Peter? Okay, Peter. We'll leave gaps for you. So, let's have a look. Currently on net, 2E0 Romeo Fox Fox, Mark, in Sierra Juliet 37. Got David, 2 Echo 0 Kilo Victor Juliet, Sugar Yankee 09. And Abdul, Golf 0 Tango Victor Mike, Sugar Echo 13. Any calls and comments from you, Mark?
Yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed I missed out on the juicy ones from Theo. I've been very active on that eventually. I dropped in on yesterday's contest and I think I worked, how many did I work? 7. So I didn't realise where I was. I was right at the top of the band and I was causing problems above the band apparently, and I don't know how, but I was. It's a silly mistake. The band sort of shot, it came in and went away and that was it. I didn't hear much else. I could hear Dave KBJ quite well for a lot of the contest. I didn't hear much else. Just dire on the band. Summer's really not the right time for radio. We'll go fishing in the summer. I should be off this week, later this week. So it's a shame I've missed some juicy ones there and plenty of ones. Good evening, Abdul, by the way, and we have worked before. I'll put it back to you, Steve. G4 Hotel Papa Echo, 2 Echo 0 Romeo.
Yes, sir. Very good indeed. No problems, Mark. Yeah. Well, Peter did advertise his run relatively well. Have you signed up to the Work Tool Britain email reflector, Mark?
Yeah, I am. I do get the emails, so I tend to open them sort of once a week. I should really open them every day and see what's going on.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, and sometimes people do post there rather late in the day as well. For me, you know, working, if I suddenly find I've got to go somewhere, or indeed suddenly find I've got to come back, I tend to just post sometimes only a few hours before I run, so fully appreciated that people may miss stuff. But all these squares come back again. All these squares come back again. This is Peter in his quite local area now, so he'll be doing these squares on many occasions, I feel sure. Peter, how are you doing? Yeah, 2 miles to go. No problems at all. Any check-ins for the Work Tool Britain group? Please call G4 Hotel Papa Echo. No. Calls and comments. David, 2 Echo 0 Kilo Victor Juliet, G4 HPE.
Yeah, okay, Steve. Yeah, I sent me entry last night, and Tony emailed me back today saying, oh, Intergy wasn't as bad as first thought then with your entry, laughing. And yeah, so last night we, after I said I was going to clear off, we did make it into, where did we go? We did make it into Uruguay, Bermuda, Cuba, Chile, and today we managed 17 meters on Denmark, United States, which is New York, on 17, and then a bit later on we made it into Alaska on 20, over.
Oh, that's very good. Excellent. Well, you're working very, very well indeed. There's no doubt about it. Did you manage to make it to the South Cook Islands? Did you hear them?
I did hear them, but there was a huge pile-up. There's a huge pile-up for the South Cook Islands. What the hell? What's the other place? Something Island is a long word. It's a silly word. Huge long word. They're on 70 meters. Palau has been on all day, but hardly there. South Cook Islands there. The Cape Verde's on. I managed that. Antarctica's on tonight. Where was this? Oh, Lax Shadweep Island has been on all day on 18150, but has cleared off now. Yeah, I did hear South Cook Island. That was 10,000 miles over the pole for me. I did hear them, but there was a massive blizzard up, and I just didn't have enough oomph to get there.
Yeah, it's fully understood. I've been hearing from more than one person that 18 megahertz is a really, really good band at the moment.
Yeah, it is, yeah. 18, well, that's right. Well, 18 meters, 17, yeah. 18 meters, 17 megs, yeah. I was down there earlier on talking to was it Patrick in New York, and we had a chat for about, must have been 15, 20 minutes together on there today, on 17 meters, and he was surprised, and this was about 5:30. So we must have been chatting for about 20, 25 minutes. He lives up in the Catskill Mountains, so he's near the Catskill repeater. He was running wired dipoles, so he was hugely happy to hear me. I spotted him, and then all the world and his door came in to see him, so he was happy with that.
Very good. He probably missed his haircut appointment. A pause for Mike 3, Papa Delta, Mike Mobile.
Golf Foxtrot, Golf 7, Hotel Foxtrot, Sierra.
Yeah. I think I heard G7 Hotel Fox Sierra down in the noise. We'll call you in just a second, but very light with me just at the moment. We'll stand by for Peter. Yeah, I heard my report, 5 and 9, thank you, Peter. You are 4x4, 44. All the fours, Peter. November Juliet 9-5, Roger.
Roger.
Yeah, thank you for that. Good contact. And you're a really good signal, Peter, but these close stations are really, really washing you out of my receiver, I'm afraid. Anyway, we shall persevere. For the attention of the net, we've got Mike 3, Papa Delta Mike Mobile, November Juliet 9-5, 2E0 RFF.
Thank you, Steve. Mike 3, Papa Delta Mike Mobile, 2E0 RSS. 3x3, Peter. 3x3.
Over, Mark.
Yeah, I've got somebody tuning up. Go again, Peter, please. What is with these dead people? One more time again, Peter, please.
One more time, Peter.
2E0KVJ in the QRM. Again, Peter. Got constant key down, you know. Roger the 59M0, yeah.
G0TVM.
Roger.
Golf 0 Tango Victor Mike.
Yeah, okay, Steve. I think he was still talking. Mike, keep up and down to Mike. Last heard you were 5 and 7, 67. 5 and 7, 67. Yeah, thanks for the 5-9, Peter. Thanks very much for that. Steve, when you get a chance, if you could confirm this square and the previous one, please.
Yeah, Roger. I will do in just a second. Any check-ins for November Juliet 9-5? G7 Hotel Foxtrot Sierra.
Yes, sir, this Golf 7 Hotel Foxtrot Sierra. Foxtrot Golf 7 Hotel Fox Sierra.
Oh, crumbs, I can tell you're transmitting. But I'm afraid I just can't pull you out of all the QRM. David, 2E0KVJ, any copy?
Yeah, it's G7HFS. He's not portable, but he did come back to you.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, well, give it a try, Ian. Give it a try. Mike 3, Papa Delta, Mike Mobile. Give him a shout.
Yes, I'm in France. It's Foxtrot, stroke, Golf 7, Hotel Fox Sierra. I'm in France. I'm down in... Oh, he's in France. It's F stroke. Yeah, Foxtrot, Golf 7, Hotel Fox Sierra. I have a tremendous noise level here at the moment, over.
Yeah. Okay, Ian. Are you in France?
Roger.
Yeah. Okay. Got it now. Sorry. You're a good signal. You're 5 and 7, 57. Just a lot of QRM. Foxtrot stroke. Golf 7 Hotel Fox Sierra. But it sounds like you're really struggling as well with QRM. But Ian, you're in there. And I'm sure in a moment the guys will give you a shout. Last and final call, November Juliet 9-5. Anybody else?
Delta Foxtrot 3, X-Ray Zulu.
Delta Foxtrot 3, X-Ray Zulu. Good evening to you. Do you want to work the mobile station? Mike 3, Papa Delta Mike Mobile. His square is November Juliet 9-5.
Yes, I would like to work him. Is it Mike 3, Papa Delta Mike, and then stroke mobile, or is it one mic too much?
No. Mike 3, Papa Delta Mike Mobile.
Okay, Roger, thank you very much. Is it Mike 3, Papa Delta Mike stroke mobile? This is Delta Fox 3, X-Ray Zulu. Please go. Got 2 books, by the way. I just covered with someone. Yeah, thank you very much. You're 55 with me, 5 by 5 in the city of Hamburg. Thank you for the 5-9. By the way.
Yes, good. Delta Fox 3 X-Ray Zulu. Golf 4 Hotel Papa Echo. Very, very nice to hear you again. And it's been a little while since we last worked. My name is Steve. And my QTH is Cambridge. Tango Lima 34. It's Sido, isn't it? And I think you have a couple of books, don't you, Sido?
Yes, there are only 2 ones, 2 book numbers, 9107 and 12407.
Fantastic. 12407 is the second one. That's really, really good. Thank you, Sido. Okay. Well, we'll run you down the net for an overseas book holder there, which I'm sure will be of interest. Peter, you're free to run, Roger. Right. Okay, 94. Okay, so Sido, when you worked Peter, it was November Juliet 94. November Juliet 94, okay?
November Juliet 94, yes, thank you very much. The last one was November Juliet 95.
Yeah, no, but when you worked him, he'd already moved. Roger, Roger?
Okay, then I correct it in my book, in my computer. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem, Sido. Just stand by for a second. Very nice to hear you. Right, for the attention of the net, Mike 3, Papa Delta Mike Mobile, November Juliet 94, 2E0 RFF.
Yeah, hello again, Peter. Last heard, still 3x3, heavy QRM, 2 Echo 0 Romeo Foxtrot Foxtrot.
What a 3x3, 5 feet, the garden gate.
QSL the 5 and 8, Peter, thank you very much. Dave, KJ.
5555, Peter, coming out of the noise, 2E0 JVJ. Roger the 58, Peter, G0 DVM, is it?
Yeah, Peter, good afternoon or good evening again. You're 3 and 7, 37. 3 and 7, 37. Thanks for the 5-9, Peter. I'm not sure who follows me, but back to you, Pete.
Yes, okay, Abdul. I think we've all worked him now. Don't think Fox Stroke G7 Hotel Fox Sierra is going to make it under these conditions of QRM, but hold on in there, Ian. Peter, G4 Hotel Papa Echo, 5 and 7, 57, the varieties, Roger. QSL 5-9, Peter. At the moment you're coming up with me. Right, any check-ins? November Juliet 94. Right, okay. And just for you, Abdul, the previous square, November Juliet 95. The square previous to that, November Juliet 85. Roger?
Yeah, thanks for that. That was the one that was missing, 85. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah. You also worked him in 7-5, okay?
Yeah, I've got 7-5, 8-5, 9-5, 9-4, and I've got November up to 3-1 as well, which is great. Oh,
yeah,
I didn't
Roger. Okay, very good. Peter, you're free to run. And Peter's next square will be November Kilo 04. November Kilo 04. Well, let's say hello again to Sido. Very, very nice to work you on this band, Sido. Very, very big 5 and 9 signal. My square, Tango Lima 34. Tango Lima 34. And my book number is 2923. 2923. Delta Fox 3, X-Ray Zulu, G4 Hotel Papa Echo.
G4 Hotel Papa Echo. Oh, sorry, I was not writing so very fast. Okay, Steve, you're 59 plus 20. Very, very loud signal here. My output power is 750 watts into a window antenna, so maybe you hear me also very good there. Okay, yes, I think that's it. I put you the up there as well. I think these are my first QSOs on 80 meters. Normally I only got all this block top written up on 40 meters.
Yeah, Roger. Yes, I think I've worked you on 40 meters a couple of times, Sido, but definitely on this band, I don't think we've worked before, so a great pleasure to work you and to write the book numbers into my 80-meter tracker. Fantastic. Let's run you down while Peter's on the move. For the attention of the net, we've got Sido, Delta Foxtrot 3, X-Ray Zulu. He's an overseas book holder. His book numbers are 9107 and 12407. By the way, Sido, you're 20 dB over 9 with me, I forgot to say. 100 watts to a doublet at 12.5 meters here. And a great signal from Hamburg. So Sido's book numbers are 9107 and 12407. At the top of the list, 2E0 Romeo Fox Fox.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. Delta Fox 3, X-Ray Zulu, good evening. 2 Echo 0 Romeo Foxtrot Foxtrot. 5-9 plus 20, nice big signal. The square is Sierra Juliet 37, SJ 37. The book number 21325. QSO?
Sorry, I read you 59, no problem at all. But when you told me the square, there was a distortion.
It was Square Sierra Juliet 37, SJ37.
Sugar Kilo 737. Thank you very much. 59 for you from the city of Hamburg. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you for the 5 and 9. Just to read the square, it's Sierra Juliet 37, not Sierra Kilo. QSO?
Sierra Juliet 37, Sido.
I'm incorrect. Thank you very much.
No problem. Next in the list, 2E0 Kilo Victor Juliet.
Okay, good afternoon, Cito. This is 2 Echo 0 Kilo Victor Juliet. We last spoke, believe it or not, in June 2014, and my call sign then would have been Mike 6 Kilo Victor Juliet. The name here is Dave. I'm located near Sidmouth in Devon in Sierra Yankee 09. Make it 5x9, 59, Cito, over.
Yes, thank you very much. You're 59 as well for me, David. Yeah, we worked on 2060 about 1 year ago. That was already called 2 Echo 0 Kilo with Juliet. It was, I just see it was on Thank you, mate. But it was a contest. It was about British Square, net.
Roger, yes, I've got that as well. Yes, that's right, yeah. Yeah, 3rd of the 4th, 2016. I've just noticed it myself. Okay, Cito, well, thank you very much, and nice to hear you, and hopefully we'll hear you again more often. Pass it on to the next.
Abdul, Golf 0 Tango Victor Mike.
Delta Fox 3 X-Ray Zulu, this is Golf 0 Tango Victor Mike. My name is Abdul, Alpha Bravo Delta Uniform Lima, QTH is Bradford, northeast of England. And my square is Sugar Echo 13, and my book is 21378. So Sugar Echo 21378 is the book number. You're 59 plus 20, sometimes even peaking to plus 30 with me. Delta Fox 3 X-Ray Zulu in Hamburg, this is G0 TVM. Back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Abdul. Thank you very much. On 59 plus 20, you're 59 plus 10 with me. Very good copy here in the city of Hamburg.
Okay, yeah, very much 59 plus 10, all copies there. Back to you, please.
Yeah, Roger. Very good, Sido. Are there any check-ins for an overseas book holder in the Work Tool Britain net? Please call G4 Hotel Papa Echo.
Hotel Papa Echo, 0 November Echo Victor, Sugar Yankee 78.
Yes, the station is Sugar Yankee 78, Golf 4 Hotel Papa Echo. Good evening. I had a great big burst of somebody tuning nearby to me. I wonder whether you'd be kind enough just to go ahead again with your call sign. This is Golf 4 Hotel Papa Echo, and my name is Steve. Roger?
Golf 0 November Echo Victoria. The name is Mike, QTH Weymouth.
Yes. Good evening to you, Mike. G0NEV from G4 Hotel Papa Echo. Thank you very much for Sugar Yankee 78, Mike. You're 5 and 9, 59. Very nice signal. My square Tango Lima 34 if you're collecting. Tango Lima 34. And my book number 2923. 2923. Okay, Mike?
Yes. I don't know my book number. It's up on the shelf there. But I'm a member, and I just thought I'd give our overseas visitor the Sugar Yankee 78.
Oh, that's lovely. Okay, we'll put you through to him. Sido, do you copy G0 November Echo Victor?
Yes, no problem to copy him, Mike. Golf 0 November Echo Victor, you're 59 with me in Hamburg. Okay, and did you get my book numbers? 9107 and 12407, okay?
Thank you, Sudo. And you are 5 and 9 plus 10. 5 and 9 plus 10 here in Weymouth. Thank you very much, Pseudo. Golf 0, November Echo Victor. Thank you for the 5 and 9.
Yes, thank you very much, Mike. By the way, I just see in my laptop our first and last QSO, and first and only QSO, was 1992, also on 80 meters.
Oh, yes. By golly, that was, that might have been on the quad. What band was it? What band?
Yes, which band was that, Cedo?
Beg your pardon?
Which band did you make that contact on? Which amateur radio band?
That was 80 meters, 3.742 megacycles.
That would have been the dipole then. That would have been the dipole. It was 1992 that I put the 80-foot tower and the cubicle quad on it. Okay, thanks. Cheers for now.
Pleasure for me to talk to you again.
Okay. The mobile is calling, gentlemen. Don't go anywhere, Mike. I'm sure there'll be a couple of other stations on the net would like to grab your square before you go. But we do have a mobile who's just called in. Mike 3, Papa Delta, Mike Mobile. Go ahead, Peter. Yeah, QSL 59, thank you, Peter. You are also 5 and 9, Roger. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, you've come right up with me. So for the attention of the net, Mike 3, Papa Delta, Mike Mobile, in November Kilo 04, 2E0 RFF.
Yeah, Peter, 4x7 now, 2 Echo 0 Romeo Fox. I've lost him.
Peter, G4 Hotel Papa Echo, you're being called by 2 Echo 0 Romeo Fox. Give him another call, Mark.
Yeah, Mike 3, Papa Delta, Mike Mobile, 2E0 RFF. That's 4x7, Peter, 4x7. QSL the 5 and 9, Peter, thank you. Dave KVJ.
Yeah, Peter, you're 5555, 2E0 KVJ. Roger, top of the shop, thank you. Tango Victor Mike. I think.
G0 Tango Victor Mike.
VPT, Steve.
Yeah, we'll take check-ins at the end, please, folks, otherwise it just gets too chaotic. Please stand by. Golf 0 Tango Victor Mike. Right, Abdul must have been called away, probably to the phone or something. Ian, Foxtrot Stroke Golf 7 Hotel Fox Sierra. Any copy on Peter? Well, I can't copy Ian now. Delta Fox 3 X-Ray Zulu. Go ahead, Pseudo.
Yeah, thank you very much, Peter. You're not so very strong this time. 4x4, 44 with me, okay? Delta Fox 3 X-Ray Zulu. Can you repeat, please? 5? I got the 5, but I didn't get the rest. 5x5, I guess.
No. Once again, Peter.
Okay, it was also a 59 again. Thank you.
Yeah, very good indeed. That's absolutely right. Very good. Mike, I'm not sure whether you collect G0 November Echo Victor.
Well, I sometimes do, but I will certainly participate this one. Golf 0, November Echo Victoria. You are 4x4, Peter. I got the 5, but I didn't get the last number. 5x9. Thank you, Peter, from Golf 0 November Echo Victor.
Very, very good, Mike. That's a good one, Peter. Any check-ins for November Kilo 04, please call G4 Hotel Papa Echo.
Sugar Mike 6.
Sugar Mike 6, Charlie November X-ray. Anyone else?
G4BPT.
G4, I think that's Papa Papa Tango. Not too sure. We'll get that from you in a second. Anybody else? No, okay. You two guys to go then. Mike 3, Papa Delta Mike Mobile in November Kilo 04. Sugar Mike 6.
Thank you, Steve, and good evening. Good evening, everyone. Peter, Sugar Mike 6, Charlie November X-ray. In the clear, you're 5 and 5. 55. Over. Again, Peter. I've heard the noise from above. Let's try it again, please, Peter.
IFJ комплект, под 40-й.
Они горят, они, короче, даже на этой, на той мощности, на которой они рассчитаны, они там...
Wer hat Schultern? Deine Schultern, meine?
So we don't suffer with a lot of noise generally, Dave, here, but occasionally when it gets really wet and misty, and like it has been tonight earlier on, then obviously there's the noise increases slightly. But generally, if the weather's fine, noise floor is very low all round, and it's quite low on top band as well, which is quite good. So that may be something to do with the type of aerials that we're running there on top band. All helps, of course. So I can empathise with you, but certainly I'd have thought they'd come and have a word with you before they do any dramatic action like that. But there we are. Okay, all very good. All right, Dave, I'm going to disappear. Thanks for chirping up, coming in. And well, we're going to disappear earlier, but I got Eric came back, I came back, Eric came back. You know what it's like. He's just backwards and forwards. He's always got something to say. But that's one of, as he says, one of the characteristics is of amateur radio is being able to turn on and off, being a bit of a waffler, Dave. Anyway, with that, I'm waffling on, so I'll say 7-3, all the very best. Have a good evening and a good week, and we'll see you another day. G8KAP, G4URH near Stratford, signing clear. Cheerio, Dave.
Yeah, okay, cheerio. Thank you very much. It's very nice of you to call in. I'm not on the air very much at all, to be honest, but occasionally I like to have a bit of a natter about 73s, and thank you for coming back. G8KAP is going QRT unless called.
Yes, okay, Dave, and good luck with your situation with the power company. I hope you sort it all out, and you've got to get it back out there and put it all up, I guess, again. So there we are. Cheers, Dave. All the best. G4URH.
Very quickly, the sad part about it is they wanted to put a new power pole. My next door neighbour wanted to put a big garage where the power pole was, so he paid for the power pole to be moved further up his garden. But when they come to do it, I came home one day and they're on my property and said, "What's going on?" They said, "Oh, well, I'm glad you've come. We want to take your wall down because we can't get our equipment to put the pole up, which is the biggest one they've ever had in biggest one they've ever used." So I said, "Well, why put it at that side of the wall? Why not just put it at my side, and then you won't have to knock the wall down? It'd be cheaper for you." So they did do that, and the result was it put it a little bit too near my aerial, so 73s.
Oh, I would attach a vertical to it and put a vertical on that pole. That's what I'd do, Dave.
I think we're being in a lot of trouble. 73s.
I don't know. It's on your land. 7-3, Dave. All the very best. G8KAP, G4URH now clear. Cheerio.
Start it up.
Mexico 1, Echo Norway. Mexico 1, Echo Norway. Calling a bye.
Echo Norway. Go ahead. This is G8KAP.
Yes, good evening. This is Mexico 1, Echo Norway. QTH is on the Norfolk coast in a small village. Name of the village is Walcott. That's Whiskey Alpha Lima, Charlie Oscar Tango Tango, and my QTH is about 50 yards from the North Sea, and the name here is Greg. Golf Romeo Echo Golf. I'm just trying out this antenna that I just put back up, that I've been experimenting for quite a few weeks to get things working. Mexico number 1, Echo Norway.
I'll just come in there, Dave, before you come in, G4URH. Well, Greg, you're a good signal here, 59 plus 20. So you'll be in St Helens Road, I guess. That's where you're located. All the very best. This is John. We worked before. G4UR8 73.
73. Thanks for that. M1 Echo Norway.
Yeah, okay. M1 Echo. I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit mixed up with the call sign. I can't read my own writing because I'm going a bit blind. So back to you for the station nearest to the sea in Norfolk, over.
Yes, it's M1 Echo November. My name is Greg, Golf Romeo Echo Golf, and my QTA is a small village right on the coast, about 50 yards from the North Sea. Mexico 1, Echo Norway.
Mexico 1, Echo Norway, this is G8KP returning. Yes, I did put the details down, but my eyesight's not so good, so I couldn't quickly remember. Okay, you're 5 and 9, you're just about peaking to the red bit of the scale. The name is Dave, Delta Alpha Victor Echo, and I'm located about 5 or 7 miles southwest of Carlisle, on the northern edge of the Lake District in quite a deep valley. I'm running an Icon 7600 100 watts to a multiband trap dipole at about 30 feet, 20 to 30 feet over.
Fine on that, David. You're 5 and 9, 59, no problem at all. And I'm running about 65 whiskies into about a 300-foot top doublet. Well, called it dipole, but it's that's the story of this end. But the conditions have been absolutely abysmal this past few weeks, particularly on this band and also on 40 metres. So I haven't worked a lot at all. But back to you there. Mexico 1, Echo Norway.
Mexico 1, Echo Norway. Well, there's somebody else calling on the frequency, and I'll work them in a second. Yes, okay, well, I don't come on the air very much. I've got an Icon IC 7600, and as I say, a multiband trap dipole, and I live in a very quiet location. So there we are. You peaked into the 59 plus 10 dB, as you call it, and okay on your, I think you said 300-foot doublet. Well, it's certainly working all right, and of course you'll probably have the benefit of the ground effect of the sea, which helps a lot. So I'll say 70 degrees here, and I'll also listen out for the other station that came on the frequency. So back to you from G8KP.
That's G8KP, M1 Echo Norway. Fine on that. Well, I wish you a good evening. Thank you for the contact. Look forward to speaking with you again. Mexico 1, Echo Norway, signing clear. 70 please. Thank you for the contact.
Da-di-da, go ahead the other station.
Yeah, Golf 8, Kilowatt, Alpha Papa, 2 Echo 1, Alpha, Foxtrot Charlie.
2 Echo 1, Alpha Foxtrot Charlie, this is G8KP returning. Go ahead, give me your location.
Yeah, good evening to you, Dave. You're good signal, you're plus 20, plus 30 to me. The name is Jeff, and I'm located in the Bodmin in the county of Cornwall there. Back to you there, Dave, from 2E1AFC.
Yeah, 2E1AF. See, I'm just writing it. I'm Bodmin, Cornwall. Yes, okay, well, you're like the previous station, almost identical signals range, just peaking to the 59 plus 10. I don't know whether you heard, but I'm running an Icon 7600, 100 watts, so multi-band trap dipole, about 20 to 30 feet, and
I'm in the countryside, probably like you, not far from the southwest of Carlisle, and on the northern edge of the Lake District. Over.
Yeah, fine there, Dave. No, my ears pricked up when you said a bit of multi-band trap dipole. I wonder if it's one you built yourself. I was heavily into building trap dipoles at one time. Coaxial traps. And they're a bit of a nightmare to build, to get two resonant traps. But I enjoyed using them. But then I went on to build an off-center fed dipoles. I found them absolutely brilliant. The one I did build up covered from 40 to 6. A little bit noisy there, Dave. But the antenna I've got up at the moment is basically a 40-meter dipole with traps on the end, inductors. They're inductors, you know, with a short length of wire on the end to allow me to get onto 80. And they work, you know, quite well. I'm running the Icon 7300. And I'm peaking 45 watts there into a bit of a wet and windy Cornwall there, Dave. You need the rain, mind you. The garden's looking a little bit sick there. G8KZ from 2E1AFC.
2E1AFC, G8KP returning. Yes, okay. Yes, okay about the thoughts on trap dipoles, etc. Well, my first trap dipole was, I think it was the old boy who used to work for the BBC, G2YDM, I think it was. And then a chap at Spectrum Communications took him over and he developed the trap dipole further. And originally I had G2DYM trap dipole, and it appears to work okay. And then I had the first trap dipole from Spectrum Communications, which had potted traps. Of course, they are, as you say, they're quite heavy, so you can never get them truly horizontal unless you put enormous force on the drawstring and the wires, etc., etc. And they very often, when it's windy, soon pass. But the latest trapped dipole, the traps are of a lightweight construction and appear to me work equally as well. So that's what I've got, although I do still have his other trap dipole with the heavy balance traps on, not balance traps. And it feeds into 50 ohm or 60 ohm twin feeder into a balanced to unbalanced, and there it's fed with Andrew's cable to my house and right up to where I'm working now. Over.
Yeah, fine there, Dave. Yeah, G2KYM was it. Passed away, I believe. Silent T now. But he gave me the measurements. 2040 trap dipole. And at one time I was using 75 ohm twin. And then I had a voltage balance in the shack right beside the ATM. And it worked brilliant. It really, really did. Until one day my daughter came up for a job. And it got tangled around the 75 on the twin feed and broke it. Well, I only lost a couple of inches there today, but it seems to affect the SWR. So there we are. But I'm still now a great lover of off-center fed dipoles. They are a little bit noisy, but it gives me it's down at the moment because I've got this 4080 one up. But they seem to work. It gives you a hell of a good band coverage. I'm in the process, and I've been in contact with N0CVO antennas, Nigel says. I'm seeing if I can put traps on the end of the off-center fed. You know, basically inductors there, some length of wire, so as I can get on at 80 with it. He said he's never tried it. I've never ever seen reference of an off-center fed having traps on it, but you never know. Something to play around with when the weather was cool. And I've caught up with all the other jobs. You know, I scarified my lawns about a month back and they look quite thick at the moment. I've got 5 lawns here to cut and a large garden to look after. I'm not a gardener. The wife's the gardener. I'm just a labourer. I can pull the ticket and put this and do that. There, Dave. But yeah, Spectrum, he took over. He's improved the trap. I'll tell you another very, very good trap commercial one is UnUn. They're American. Guy in this country that's the heavy, and I built up several antennas using them. But I can remember building Blackman traps. You know, you go on the internet, there's a site there that gives you the formula, depending on the diameter of the former that you're using, and they were nightmares to build, honestly. I've got an analyzer here, and I put a Faraday loop on it to make sure both traps is resonant on the same frequency, and then I had a HF set turned on to pick up the null in the HF set. Oh, it took me about 6 to 10 to build some 20-meter traps complete. And then in my wisdom, I decided, you know, the expanding foam that they put around door rings, I thought I'd squirt some of that on the inside and trim it off to seal it. It completely altered things. The VSWRs went pear-shaped there, Dave. But there we are. We all learned the hard way, Dave. GAKD from 2E1AFC.
2E1AFC, GAK period. Yes, okay, well, as I say, I've had a very great deal of success with Spectrum's trap dipoles, both the first one with, well, all the 3 YDM's trap dipoles, the Spectrum original trap dipole. What he found out that the big 2 YDM's traps were not quite accurate because of the way that he measured them. So he improved things, but of course, and he also worked for the Ministry of Defence at Portsmouth Way, and he was an expert in potting, but the potting, of course, was very, very good, but very heavy, so naturally you can't get a truly horizontal one with a trap dipole. Even the light traps, which are also very good, are not heavy, but you still can't get truly horizontal like you can with, say, an ordinary dipole. But anyway, it enables me to go on every band except 1.8 and put a fairly good signal out. So I'll say 73s to you, and thank you so much for giving me a call. And I'll listen out a little bit longer in case any other person wants to have a quick chat, but it will have to be a quick chat for 73s.
Yeah, okay, Dave, it's been a pleasure. Really, really has been a pleasure to have, I think it's our first ever contact. I don't keep a log. I've not kept one for years now. I just write everything down on a sheet of A4, and when it's full both sides, it goes into the recycling. And sometimes I speak to a station, they say, well, we only spoke for 4 times, Joe. Oh, look at that. Can't remember their days these days. Anyway, lovely to speak to you, and I certainly look forward to next time. JKP from 2E1AFC in the county of Cornwall.
2E1AFC, yes, just to say you're 5 and 9 plus 10, 73s.
Yeah, you're still plus 20 to me there, Dave. All the best to you.
QRZ, anybody else wanting to talk? QRZ, there was somebody there. This is Golf 8 Kilo Alpha Papa. Go ahead again.
Mike Echo X-ray.
Ne, ab, ich weiß ja, wann man Spiegel nutzen kann, ab 23 Zentimeter. Das ist ja gewaltig, so eine Quad.
Und das
На мой вкус лучше так, чем было.
Ну, Коля, пойдет?
Fotografie. Na, der Arno hat das auch schon mal gemacht, Fotografie auch, aber auch optisch geschaut. Na, hat wohl auf seinem Grundstück auch eine...
Ahí polo, a 22 metros en una torreta sobre el terreno. El resto son 1000 metros más.
Ich weiß jetzt nicht, wie viele jeder Ort, 23.
И там ничего не лезет, ни фон, ничего, я так понял, прием.
Ну, немножко там не фон, а такой...
73's Greg, and we'll speak again, I'm sure. Mike 1X.
de gueule, là, tu me diras. C'est acceptable ou pas.
Oh, ja, das ist interessant. Guck, das ist genau das, wovon ich sprach. Die Antenne wird gebogen, nach vorne genommen, ist dann Magnetic Loop.
Also ich habe dieses Jahr auch einen wirklichen gesehen, aber ich meine natürlich dann den...
Oscar Echo 6 Hotel Whiskey Florida.
Hotel Whiskey Florida again.
Ocean Echo 6 Hotel Whiskey Florida.
Oscar Echo 6 Hotel Whiskey Florida. 59 in Georgia, Caucasus, Roger.
Good evening from Austria. 59 plus 20. 59 plus 20 here in Austria. Strong signal, very good modulation. My name is Wolfgang. Back to you.
Okay, my name is Waho, Whiskey Alpha Kilo Hotel Oscar 73. Thank you, no questions, okay?
Okay, 73, thank you.
Thank you. My dear, you are the Washington, listen.
Point 3, United, Hotel United.
Oscar Zulu 1 Bravo Golf Quebec. Oscar Zulu, please again. Oscar Zulu, who was again? Oscar Zulu 1 Bravo Golf Quebec. You were 59 Copenhagen, QSL. Oscar Zulu 1 Bravo, question mark. I can copy your last word, okay? No. 5657. No stability propagation in this moment. In Georgia, Caucasus. My name is Waho, Whiskey Alpha, Kilo Hotel Oscar. Please again your suffix again, or? This Oscar Zulu 1 Bravo George Quebec, Boston Golf Quebec, Eagle George Queen. Is that QSL? No. Please again once more. Your suffix, on the suffix again, or?
Bravo Golf Quebec. Bravo Golf Quebec.
Thank you very much.
Bravo.
Your 5-9 Copenhagen. Name's Beer Papa Echo Romeo. QSL?
No, QSL. Excuse me, my dear.
Okay, code number 2 Fox Alpha.
Oh, Alpha, yes? Bravo Golf Alpha, yes?
Oscar Zulu 1 Bravo Golf Quebec have called you. Oscar Zulu 1 Bravo Golf Quebec. Roger?
Bravo Golf Italy, yes?
Quebec.
Okay, Quebec. Okay. I think you don't say your suffix comfortable. I don't know. Excuse me. Quebec. Okay, 73. Thank you. Okay. 73. Tango Bravo.
Delta Hotel 5 Bravo 0.
Tango Bravo.
Golf 3 United Hotel United.
Tango Bravo.
Delta Hotel 5 Bravo Sugar. Delta Hotel 5 Bravo Sugar.
Bravo Sugar again.
Delta Hotel 5 Bravo Sugar. David Henry 5 Bravo Sugar. Dimitrios 5 Bravo Sugar. Roger?
Delta Hotel 5 Bravo Sugar 4 Lima 1 Whiskey. Now 5, 4 and 6 sometimes. Okay, now I copy your call. Delta Hotel 5 Bravo Sugar 4 Lima 1 Whiskey. My name is Waho Whiskey Alpha Kilo Hotel Oscar. Roger.
Roger, Waho. All okay, thank you. You're picking 5 and 9 plus 10. 5 and 9 plus 10. Name is Ernie. Echo Radio November India. Echo Romeo November Italy. Northeastern Germany on the Baltic Sea coast. Roger?
Okay. Roger, my dear. Roger, no problem. Okay, 73, thank you. No questions. QRZ, this is Poland and 1, Washington, listen.
Yankee Charlie. Yankee Charlie.
Delta Oscar number 1 Golf Mexico.
Oh, very good. Guys, I listen many stations, but they are very weak. Okay. Now I pass. I try once more. And this is Poland and 1, Washington, number 4, Lima 1, Whiskey.
Papa Alpha Zero Hotel Whiskey Bravo.
Papa Alpha Zero again.
Roger, Papa Alpha Zero Hotel Whiskey Bravo. Very good evening. The name is Hans, Hotel Alpha November Sierra, and your 5 and 9 plus 10 dB. 4 Lima 1 Whiskey PA Zero Hotel Whiskey Bravo.
Okay, Hans, very comfortably I listen to your station. 5 9 plus 10 dB and very pile of very quality sharpness signal. No problem to copy your signal. In Georgia, Caucasus, I repeat, my name is Waho Whiskey Alpha Kilo Hotel Oscar, okay?
Roger, Waco, thank you very much for the contact, and you're also sounding very well. I think also software-defined radio. 73 Waco and best 73 and best bye.
Okay, and to be true, so I have now at this moment is software-defined radio. The UnUn and 100 and 100. Very excellent radio. Okay, seriously, thank you. QR that this is Poland 1, Washington, number 4L1, WW, listen.
Delta Lima 1, Yankee, Charlie, Germany. Yankee, Charlie.
Delta Oscar 1, who was?
Delta Oscar number 1, Golf, Mexico.
Delta Oscar 1 again.
Delta Oscar number 1, Golf, Mexico.
Listen
carefully.
Listen again, Delta Oscar 1 again.
Golf, Mexico.
Okay, Q1, this is Poland 1, Washington, number 4L1, WW, listen. Alpha November, Kilo again. Please slowly, the yellow call, please repeat the Bravo Alpha again.
É mais por utilização em móvel, etc. Aquilo que o Costa.
You get infinite anode current, Pete, go ahead.
Oh, infinite anode current, that'd be good. Yeah, I know what you mean, that goes into resonance. I've put in fact, well, there's enough capacitance on the screen grid. Maybe I ought to put in fact I will do some ferrite beads on the way in. I had this with the NCL 2000, Steve. And in fact, it was doing it before I took the old valves out. And it would just go into the most horrendous oscillation. So I looked at various circuit diagrams of other amplifiers that used a pair of 40X250Bs. And the Tokyo High Power 1K used a pair of those. And they put 2 ferrite beads on the control grid and 1 ferrite bead on the screen grid, and that did it. You know, and so I did that on these valves, and it were nice and docile. It went from being a roaring, hooting at itself type machine, you know, going into parasitic oscillations to lovely and docile. So I've put 1 ferrite bead on the input of the GU43B, because it ain't at UHF valve like a 40X250B will be. And I've put ferrite on the way in from this amplifier I'm using now, and that helps an awful lot. You know, well, I should say it didn't need to. The thing's docile, put parasitic suppressor in as well. So it's good fun. Good fun. It's been a great learning. Well, that's if it works. It's going to be more of a learning curve if it doesn't work, Steve. But I'll once it's done a bit up there on dummy load and things like that. My first technique is to put 1 watt in and see what comes out. Then 10 watts in and see what comes out. And then, you know, at least you know what sort of gain to expect. I'm expecting about 12 dB, maybe 14, 15 dB of gain on the thing. Now, if it does need neutralizing, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put one of these feed-through, not a feed-through capacitor, but just feed-through insulators. I've got a few, and have the usual archetypal bendy strip between the anode and the grid with a little tuning capacitor in there to get it right. You know, that sort of thing, because there's plenty of room in the PA compartment as it's missing a valve, effectively. So that's the way to do it, Steve. But as usual, you know, you don't really need them on those sort of valves, because the neutralization is generally needed when you've got long, like a 572B. You know, you've got about 2.5 inches from the pinch seal to the pin. This thing is hardwired to it, in effect, Steve, back to you.
Yeah, you should be, well, it should be okay, I guess. Pete, I'll be interested. Okay, I'm just looking at the HW101 circuit diagram. I can get to they're not on the printed circuit board, the output valve. The neutralizing comes from the top of the 5
final tune capacitor, and it goes back round to part of the grid, the driver plate tuning they call it. Oh, driver plate tuning, yeah. So you put the, I've got two valves here, so on the grid where the drive comes in, obviously it splits off to the two grids of the 6146s. So what do you recommend I try if I can't tame it with the neutralising? Put a, it doesn't take off on the low band, so I need a high band. Is put a couple of ferrite beads on each grid pin. Pete, go ahead.
Yeah, so put a ferrite beads on just on the wire that goes to the grid pins, yeah, and that seems to make the 40X250Bs. Especially if it wasn't ticked, because this one, the indicative thing is we've got your parasitic suppressors. These are using 8122s, which are notorious valves. They would work at VHF. I think 6146s actually will. And the resistor inside the parasitic suppressor had got the famous "I've got a little bit warm" theory, and that's of course indicative of VHF oscillations. And so ferrite beads did it fine. So I'd do that if the thing's taking off, and see how it goes from there. Also increase your load capacitance, on your load, PA load. Sometimes if there's not enough load on there, when you're just tuning up, they tend to go squealing as well.
Yeah, no, I could just about tame it now. I could just about tame it before. I've changed the valve holder now for the driver, and I've got to get the screening can over the valve, but it's all a bit tight where it fits in the box with all the other components around it. I can't tell where it's taken off. I thought it was taken off on the fundamental, on 20 metres, but it is actually quite difficult to tell, and I'll have to just have a very careful look at the parasitic suppressors. Neutralising, it's been fiddled with. This is a not so good one. It's been fiddled with in the past. The neutralising, the variable capacitor is now a beehive. A beehive capacitor, So, it's quite difficult. If as you approach the dip, the thing takes off. There is no other way than to move the neutralising capacitor with a broom handle. Well, you know what I mean. Move it with an insulated tool, rotate it very slightly, and see whether or not, whether or not that has any improvement on that. The Yaesus, they're unconditionally stable wherever the plate tuning is on any band. They're unconditionally stable. So I don't know how critical the neutralising is if there's a point where, as you go through resonance around 20 metres, suddenly it doesn't take off at all, and that's really, really critical. I've always struggled with it, Pete. Go ahead.
I don't think a beehive, unless it's got half your fins missing, a beehive is far too much capacitance for that, Steve. I would suggest you whip out that beehive and just use two pieces of wire close together. Because, 15 PF beehive is about 14 PF more than it should be.
Well, it's in series of the 12 parts. I think it is. It's been fiddled with, so it's a 3 to 30 in series of the 12 in the original circuit. There you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with those. I know the Collins, if I don't get it tuned up properly, it has different areas where the PA goes in resonance and does it that way. How about making sure the resistances inside the parasitic suppressors are alright, Steve? Because one of those open circuit will do it. And of course, if you're having trouble with the screening can on the 6 Charlie Lima 6, isn't it? That can do all sorts of funny things as well. Maybe that's not earthed down properly, Steve. Back to you.
No, I haven't got a chance to put the radio right side up. I did briefly check it. I had to put a different sort of printed circuit board valve
valve holder in, Pete. The original one that was in there had a spring clip that's connected to the ground, you know, a little tiny spring clip, and as you put a tight-fitting black screening can over the valve, the spring clip touches the metal of the screening can, and Jane speaking to me, sorry, and that connects to the screening can. Now, I had to change the valve holder because every time I moved the valve, the transmit would cut out, so obviously the valve holder was knackered. I changed it. I wasn't going to muck about, but I've had to put a different one in there. So now what I've done is I've put a piece of wire, stiff wire, down the pin which is grounded, whichever pin it is, on the valve. And when I put the screening can back on, I'm going to possibly attempt even to solder to the screening can. It's not like the normal silvery ones. It's a black one. But I've got to find a way, or have that thin piece of wire right touching the valve, so as the screening can goes on, you know, it's contacting the ground. So I've got to put all that back, and then I've got to look at the neutralising, and as you say, I've got to whip off the parasitics and look for them. So we'll see how we go. It's you know, I'm starting to get a bit fed up with it now. It's been a few weeks now, and they work great on 80 and 40. I did manage to get it stable enough on 20, you know, just the right side of the dip, and it worked. And I called a station, and he said how wonderful it sounded, but it's not good enough, Pete. Go ahead.
Well, that's it. You've been a perfectionist. Want it absolutely superb, don't you? Well, I don't know if you're looking at Hat Green, Steve, but if you look at sort of 3733, it must be an Italian contest station. That signal is so bad, Steve. Have you got Hat Green on beside you?
Here's something. Oh, here it is. Have a look. 3733, you say?
Yeah, look at the state of that signal.
373, oh yeah. Oh, it's gone off. Oh, that's nice, no. Oh, that's, oh! Gosh, God!
That shows you that that people shouldn't be allowed to use those cheap Italian amplifiers, doesn't it? Or they shouldn't be allowed to run an amplifier without knowing how to work it properly. I once, a few years back now, just before some contest, this guy was on with his I'm just using it for a few QSOs just to get it right, you know. And his signal was like that. And I said to him, well, you know, your signal's lousy, would you like to tune it up and get it working right? Oh no, that's how we always say, I'm not changing it. I thought, with that, who needs a contestant?
Yeah, he's on top of that data.
So we realise that the data doesn't even know what's
Russian and he's from European, but he's right on top of that data, whatever the heck you probably hear. You can hear that coming through, can't you, Pete?
Oh, I certainly can, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's trying to talk on top of data. That's a complete waste of time, because the data keeps coming and coming and coming until it gets it right. Must be a complete and utter idiot.
Well, I reckon let's just measure the width of that. Oh no, it doesn't go wide enough. That's 3726 to 3741. So, it's knocking on 18 kilohertz wide, that is.
Yeah, it shouldn't, well, it isn't allowed, is it? But, could be a commercial station. And of course, the data should shut down to let the commercial station work, but, you know, let's get out of fantasy land.
I don't think I've seen anything quite as bad as that. You must have, oh, dearie me, you must have, I'm just, gosh, no, that is unbelievable, mate.
Yeah, well, that's what stations look like.
that don't understand what they're doing. In fact, there's somebody on, I was listening on the 3615 earlier, there was a station on there, a British station testing, but he was just checking signal were looking right. I say I want to try this out. I've not tried this microphone on AM, but we'll try it out later. I don't think your Heath kit doesn't do AM anyway, does it?
No, it doesn't. No, I'm just playing around here. Let's try this. Oh God, that is God, that is bad.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything like that as bad as that for ages.
Sorry, James, just talking about left me. I was actually workshop unlocked down the bottom of the garden, so I must go down before I pack it in. Yeah, we look positively wimpy in comparison to that, don't we?
Yeah, it's awesome. But let's face it, both our signals, if you look on Hat Green, look like the sides have been cut with a knife. There's absolutely no garbage on there. And of course, this is where we want to keep it. And, some people, I wonder if he's never heard of Hat Green. Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, God, I'm surprised you can't hear it up here.
Yes. So what was this meeting about with the... Are you still employed by that company? Or have you left it long ago and now you're just playing and retiring and enjoying yourself?
No, I'm not employed. My mates just started working for a comms company, and they're interested in my my previous employment and some of the things that could benefit my previous employer. So they're sucking information out really, but they had a lot to tell. And I met my mate and one of his guys, and we went for lunch, and it was interesting stuff. It all joins up. The mobile radio community, especially in public safety, is very, very small. Everybody knows everybody else, and it won't be long before somebody mentions somebody you know. So we just had a little meeting. I don't really want to go back to any heavyweight employment anymore, Pete. I've had enough of that, mate. Go ahead.
You and me both, yeah. I had that same thing. Not last November, but November before when my contract ran out. I just thought, I've enough in the bank, I can do without this sort of stuff, just the odd little job here and there. And, I don't fancy the heavyweight. Yes, you've got to drive 100 miles between jobs and you've got to get there within half an hour and stuff like that. Don't want to know it anymore, and that includes sitting in traffic jams as well, Steve. I did some silly mileages and no enthusiasm for sitting in a car in traffic jams anymore, Steve. How about you?
Yeah. I'm not that strong in Hat Green, actually, am I? Oh, it's quite clean, isn't it? This old radio. Yeah, it does look not too strong in Hat Green, Nick. No, I don't want to do any of that anymore, so driving up and down the country to meet people, so less said about that the better. I've helped them out anyway. God, is that effect? I can't get over that signal, Pete, I really can't, mate. You look at the rest of the band and it's all pretty neat, but you won't understand the call sign of that guy if they're speaking in Russian. They probably won't hear the call sign anyway, but oh my God, And the thing that makes me laugh is, I get the odd email on some of the reflectors that said using the old kit like the Heath kit and the KW probably doesn't conform to CCIR specifications for radiated products, out of band or on harmonics or whatever. I said to those guys, have you listened on 20 metres? that doesn't even begin to comply. Go ahead.
Well, that's right. I mean, I had one guy was on, I can't remember his call sign now, but he was saying, those old rigs don't produce the same quality. And And said, oh, your bandwidth is too wide. You know, this is when I was on the Marconi, insinuating that I had some great problems. And he wasn't British, but he was very highfalutin. And I said, well, what filters do you think I've got in this radio? I hadn't told him what I was on, you see. And he says, well, you'll be on a Yaesu or ICOM or a Kenwood, I guess. And I said, well, actually, you're guessing wrong. This is Marconi 1541 transmit exciter. And, you know, it's got 3.2 phase compensated filters on for data handling. Oh. And I said, the HP141 spectrum analyzer says it's right. And Hack Green says it's right. And every other SDR I've tried says it's right. So why do you think it's wrong? And, you know, nice and polite, you know, you always, when you start getting abusive, you lose your argument. But it shut him up nicely though, Steve. But nice to be able to do that, isn't it?
G401. Hi, Jeff. Hello. Yeah. I'm just taking a photograph of that. We're just looking at a signal, Jeff. It's on 3733, and I'm not exaggerating, Jeff. It's probably 20 kilohertz wide. We think it's really. You can listen to it. I think it's a Russian station, Jeff. My Hack Green filter doesn't go. My Hack Green filter doesn't go wide enough to get it all in, Jeff. Go ahead.
Oh, that's unbelievable. I'll have a quick scan down and have a listen.
Yeah, he's gone off at the minute. Oh no, he's come back on 3733. Yeah.
Day out, I've had a horrible day out shopping, but you know, we've got things sorted out. And it's nice emptying the car after that. Mama still managed to have. I got a big roll of coax just in case Jeff didn't have enough, but he did have. And he's found the famous. You know, we made a 4080 fan dipole, and we couldn't be found. We couldn't use it anyway, but we couldn't find it. So it was a hell of a job. But never mind. It was a right nice, exciting weekend anyway. Very entertaining playing like that. Just can't wait for next year now. If we don't get blown up in a thermonuclear war since then. Back to you, Steve.
Yeah, I tell you what, he must be on the 7300.
I don't know what he's on, Jeff. I've never seen anything like it. Pete just drew my attention to it. It goes off on the top end. I've got 23 to 46 on the screen, and it appears to cover the whole screen. Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, he's on 35, and I can copy him down at 28.
It was unbelievable. I've just taken a photograph of it, but I'm sure the federation to which in the administration to which he lives, he's not going to listen to an email from some scruffy radio ham from Kent, are they? Go ahead.
No, I doubt it. No, he must be a sub-reader, definitely, Peter?
Oh, you mean 7300? He'll have one of those little Italian, you know, the really cheap, nasty Italian amplifiers. Or maybe people use homebrew gear, people pride themselves on how it goes. Yeah, one of those, I forgot what they call them now. The lower class amplifiers, no filtering whatsoever, being overdriven to death. And that's what it is. What's going to happen is, sooner or later, we're not going to see a signal anymore because his amplifier's going to blow up. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I'm just going to put a photograph on one of my web pages of when he's not on and when he is on. I'll just photograph the screen. No, I think he's when he initially comes on And if there is AOC, before it kicks in, it spreads across the whole band. No, I think he's been doing it for a very long time. I don't think he's going to blow up at all, Pete. I think that's the way it is, mate. Go ahead.
He made a fried breakfast on it in the morning.
I think he's been like it for years, probably.
It's probably an M3 giving us 10 watts.
No, well, I wonder what the Russian equivalent is. No, there's carriers and all sorts come up on it now, so... Unbelievable. I won't stop looking at it, I won't stop laughing. How are you, Jeff? Mate, go ahead.
I'm alright, thank you. It's bloody pouring it down here. It's been a right miserable day, but, hopefully we'll get better weather tomorrow and get the lawn cut, Steve.
Right. I don't know what it's going to be like here tomorrow. Oh, it's going to be quite nice. Yes, I just watched a program about how the dinosaurs died out, but they seem to be alive and well on 80 metres, Pete.
Yeah, well that's it, isn't it? I'm just looking at that signal, I think it's got a bit better. Maybe the amplifier's got warm and backed itself off of it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the theory is now that, was it Yellowstone Park, or was it one of these, it's the Yucatan Peninsula, isn't it? It had a strike from a meteorite, and the gases evolved, killed just about everything. And if they didn't kill that signal, that's for sure. But probably in another 10 years it'll be a completely different theory. I mean, 10 years ago from now, earlier on, it was supposed to be going into a mini ice age, wasn't it? Then they decided global warming was going to sort us all out, and we've got to pay more taxes. So they drilled into the polar ice caps to verify the global warming and found out it had been going up and down like a yo-yo for millennia. The one theory was that Vasco da Gama surveyed Queen Maud's Island in the 1400s, or was it 1500s, and they did a perfectly good job of surveying it. However, they didn't know how he did it because it's actually nowadays under a mile of ice, and they use ground-penetrating radar to survey it. But they were a bit mystified how Vasco da Gama did it. And of course, the answer is global warming happened, whether the motor vehicle was there or not. Interesting stuff, isn't it, Jeff? Back to you.
I don't believe any of all that crap, all that weather warming nonsense, and we've had different, the climate's dynamic, we've had different climates all through the millennium, so I'm not, all I'm interested in, Pete, is what's happening on the sun. That's the space weather, that's what interests me more. And I've had an email from spaceweather.com. There's a bloody storm erupted. It's going to turn into a G1 storm. It could possibly go to a G2. It's going to hit us tomorrow, and I think we'll be back on Skype, Peter.
As long as it's not a G3. Now listen, guys. This is important. Are you listening, Pete?
I'm listening.
You and Jeff fell into the same trap, mate. You are beginning to sound like a member of an old boys 80-metre net. And Pete, you can't do that, mate. You start on about global warming and politics and everything else, mate. I'll have to go. You'll be attracting other net members. They'll be here before long. Keep it technical, mate. Otherwise, you never know what you'll attract. I know they're on all through the day. I try and avoid them, mate. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, well this is it. Yeah, I've heard them. I mean, there were some interesting technical discussions a while ago, but now it's, as you say, oh, my bad legs give me some right welly, and oh no, wish Mrs. Lumbago would go away, and my health is terrible, I rub some cream on, but it didn't do any good. Yes, I know, it's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, and global warming, John, you can't go there, Pete, sorry mate, that's definitely, I'm not going to comment on that. Anyway, the propagation this morning, before I went out this morning, was interesting. There was no F-layer propagation at all. It was all E-layer. This Radic E looked like, I didn't have a chance to listen, but it looked like that was all going off this morning. There's no F-layer propagation over Europe at all. There's always a bit, of course, but it didn't seem to show up. So, and I think MJS said that 10 metres was open, and it was, but it was, you might have even gone, Pete, I can't remember. It was the MUF over bits of Europe last night was 45 megs at midnight.
Good evening, boys and girls.
Hello, Chris.
Good evening, Steve. Good evening, Peter, and anyone else who's on G0VBI.
Hello, Chris. Nice to hear you on, mate. Not particularly strong, but it's getting better. And I don't know if you heard Jeff for Steve saying last night the MUF was about 45 megs over Europe and people using 10 metres. Maybe this is a sign of things to come. Anyway, over to you, Jeff. Say hello to Chris.
Yes, hello, good evening, Chris. G4LYM. Yes, it's, I had a look on 10, I couldn't hear anybody, but I went to 20 and there was a few stations on, I think it was sporadic here actually, because there were just one or two strong Europeans. I did hear some weak Americans, mind you, so that's definitely not sporadic here, I wouldn't have thought, but I went on 40 and there was quite a few American stations. I worked a guy in New York. I'd worked him a few times before. He remembered me because he's got his computer. you know, when you sort of, you work these guys, you're nothing to tell them, because they've got your name, where you live, and all the rest of it, and they've got you on Google Maps. You haven't got much to say, but there you go. Right. Round to you, Chris. What have we got to report from the deepest depths of Islington, guys?
G4LYM. Very good evening to you, Jeff. You're about plus 10, plus 15 with me at the moment, but a very strong, very close signal station is causing a bit of interference. Other than that, I've just switched on literally. I can't tell you guys when it was that I was last up on the 10-metre band. Years, at the very least. I just don't venture anywhere other than 80 metres. I'm not sure why. I heard you on this morning, Peter. I was very surprised because I don't think I've ever heard you on so early. You was obviously involved, that's why I didn't come in and say hello or anything, but I wasn't really on for too long, but I did hear you briefly. Other than that, I don't really keep up with what the maximum usable frequency is. This is just one of those cases where I'll switch on the radio if 80 metres has activity and propagation is worthwhile. I'll put a call out. If not, then I'll switch off again. As simple as that. But it doesn't seem too bad at the moment, other than this very strong transmission that's a little bit below us, I believe. Not sure. Other than that, Jeff, you're plus 10.
Past 21 hours until tomorrow.
Yo lo que tú quieras, amigo. Muy buenas noches.
Bueno, pues nada, Alfonso, buenas noches. Llegando estupendamente por aquí, con 5.9, con puntas, momentos de puntas de 40.
Absolutely clear. I was on the GMA UPI, who's David Dumfries, a nice rabbit with him. A long time since I've worked him. Can we all QSY to 3780?
Yeah, it's pretty quiet here on this frequency. Who's got trouble, Pete?
Chris has got trouble, and I've got. There is a frequency just slightly. G3 ZPS, G3 Zulu, Papa Sierra Golf for Tango at Charlie Bravo calling it.
Yeah, okay.
G0VBI is here.
Lovely clear frequency is this, a lot better than the other one.
Yeah, definitely. You sound a little bit off, Peter, a little bit low.
Oh, right, it's my crystal. What I've got, I think my crystal's going. In fact, Steve, you haven't got HD6U 5 meg crystal floating about your shack, have you?
Funny, isn't it? I'm having trouble locking on this frequency. It keeps going up 100 hertz. I don't know, Pete. I'll have a look.
Put it in the oven, Pete, SKA.
God, blimey, just falling off my chair. Hey, David. Yes, it is in an oven, but it just occasionally does some silly things. I'll probably end up buying a cheap one, 50 parts or 20 parts per million one, and chuck it in the oven and see how it goes. But nice to hear you on, Dave. We've got ZPS on, Steve in Kent. We've got Jeff, Lima, Yankee, Mikey, and Chris, VBI on there. Over to you, Dave. You pass it over to Steve, will you, mate?
Yeah, okay, good evening, boys. I think we've all spoke before, but probably not for some time. And, yeah, excellent. Yeah, I've been on for an hour or two. I've been playing on 40 metres, Pete, so I thought I'd have a look down on 80, had a few contacts and heard you and the lads chatting, so very good. All good signals, and what can I say? It's raining. ZPS, Steve, M0SKA Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, Dave. Yeah, just fiddling around here. Yeah, okay, Dave. Yeah, you good signal. Can't even spell. God. Good signal in Kent. Yeah, down here in North Kent. Very good. A question for you, Pete. You know, I wouldn't mind making up some more parasitic suppressors for these radios that I've got, so many of them now. Do I have to use, if it's getting hard to get, you know, carbon resistors, because carbon composition resistors getting hard to get now? I've probably got a few, but I assume the carbon film resistors are a tiny bit inductive. Pete, go ahead.
Oh yeah, what I'd go is for non-inductive resistors. The other way to do that, Steve, if you don't want to get the proper non-inductive resistors, is get metal film, but go for the ones that aren't, you know, cut in a spiral. There are some floating about, but eBay and some of these Russian resistors are pretty good, Steve. Fortunately, I got a few out of some of the big old switch mode power supplies that one of my previous employers had floating about, and they were very good. All you do is just chuck it on your inductance bridge and see what inductance it's got, and go back from there. So there's no great shakes on that, Steve. Get some proper old ones, you know, the body tip dot and mark.
Yankee Lima 2, George Bravo, stand you by. CQDX, Yankee Lima 2, Golf Brazil. Yankee Lima 2, George Bravo, CQDX. Yankee Lima 2, Golf Bravo, CQDX outside Europe. Yankee Lima 2, Golf Brazil. Yankee Lima 2, George Bravo, stand you by. CQDX, Yankee Lima 2, Golf Brazil. Yankee Lima 2, George Bravo, CQDX. Yankee Lima 2, Golf Bravo, CQDX outside Europe. Yankee Lima 2, Golf Brazil. Yankee Lima 2, George Bravo, stand you by. CQDX, Yankee Lima 2, Golf Brazil. Yankee Lima 2, George Bravo, CQDX. Yankee Lima 2, Golf Bravo, CQDX outside Europe. Yankee Lima 2, Golf Brazil. Yankee Lima 2, George Bravo, stand you by. CQDX, Yankee Lima 2, Golf Brazil. Yankee Lima 2, George Bravo, CQDX. Yankee Lima 2, Golf Bravo, CQDX outside Europe. Yankee Lima 2, Golf Brazil. Yankee Lima 2, George Bravo, stand you by. Yankee Lima 2, Golf Brazil. Yankee Lima 2, George Bravo, CQDX. Yankee Lima 2, Golf Bravo, CQDX outside Europe. Yankee Lima 2, Golf Brazil. Yankee Lima 2, George Bravo, stand by. CQDX, Yankee Lima 2, Golf Brazil. Yankee Lima 2, George Bravo, CQDX. Yankee Lima 2, Golf Bravo, CQDX outside Europe. Yankee Lima 2, Golf Brazil. Yankee Lima 2, George Bravo, stand by.
Ja, ich bin aber auch jetzt, mache ich aber auch viele durch.
Интересно, к этому SDR обратно вернуться.
Ой, интересно, куда я? Come надо, а тут тика.
Тем более. Тика там, добро, не знаю, може я на два, але добро, коли ходимо на шоу.
Я услышал какой-то шорох пошел, я класс, смотрю, Витек, на 45, а к нам не подошел, Витя.
Это место Олимпии, Паш. Спасибо.
Ob das bei Tiefbandfrequenzen wir reden hier von 180, 40 Meter. Ob das von den Dimensionen noch so machbar ist? As you like.
We have spoken before, but it was some time ago. Round to you, Steve,
M0SKA.
Just before, what's your QTH, Dave?
Sorry, the QTH is God's own county of Lancashire, over.
Oh, well, I don't know whether we should be talking to you then. Well, I'm in Leeds as well. Okay. Well, what do you think, Pete? Do you think we ought to be talking to this bloke?
Well, he stood me up. We'd got a date for the chip oil behind the exhibition centre at Blackpool. And I was there, I'd got my best polished shoes on and my
Somebody sort of taken it out to the pawn shop just especially to see him. And I'd hidden me 7300 under me vest, you know, and he didn't show up, so, you know.
No, he'll come back in a minute.
Dulcet, it's not correct Blackburn accent, you know, it's just no good, is it? Really good time anyway, it's nice. And building antennas, that's good. I bet he never comes on. He'll come on for a bit, realise I'm not talking to them plonkers anymore, and go elsewhere. Classic, isn't it? Over to you, Steve.
Yeah, Pete, you've gone home while we get on the band, so we were talking over you, mate. G3 ZPS. I hate to tell you guys, and maybe you didn't realise this, but the War for the Roses did actually end in 1485 by my latest reckoning. Pete, go ahead.
Yeah, but who won the War of the Roses? That's the important bit, Steve.
Yeah, it was never really fully resolved, was it? Obviously, it lives on up north.
It was the Lancastrians, Pete, you know it.
Don't start.
Oh, no, it wasn't. It was the House of York, you know. My horse, for a kingdom, for a horse. And, you know, now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer for us, that son of York. Didn't say son of Lancaster, did he?
Yeah, how come they buried him in Leicestershire?
Yorkshire born, Yorkshire bred, strong in arm, thick in head.
Oh, dearie me, I don't know what I've started. Pete, it's turning into an 80-metre net again. I'll have to leave. Anyway, I found some carbon composition resistors. I'll have to have a look at some at the weekend at the rally. 2 watt 68 ohm, that'll do. The resistance isn't that important, is it, Pete?
I like to keep it around the 30 or 40 ohms, something like 47 does. 15 is fine. As you say, it's just got to be something that's going to absorb the voltage that coil can produce if it gets VHF up it. There is a theory that some people use hairpin type things But it can't, I mean, it was a theory, a hairpin made out of resistance wire, constant and something like that. But of course that defeats the whole object of a path for the RF at high frequency. But yeah, carbon composite. I'll go a bit lower myself, Steve, but we can get it organised. Right, pass it over to you, Chris, for comments. What value carbon composition resistors do you use in your parasitic oscillator stoppers?
You might as well be talking to me in German. I haven't got a clue what you're on about, Peter. I'm sure you're aware I'm not that technically minded when it comes to amplifiers and things like that. I assume that's what you're discussing. No idea, matey. No idea. Well, if it's going to help you at all, I may be listing on eBay my 7300 very soon. I don't know why the hell I bought it. I'm not on it at the moment, mind you. I'm on my trusty old 756. But I've got 3 HF sets sitting here. And, yeah, it's obviously not needed. But we'll see. We'll see what happens about that. I'm not sure. I'm waiting for one of these offers that eBay often sends out to people, to sellers, that despite whatever you list, it's only a maximum of £1 selling fee. So if I get one of those in the not too distant future, I'll list some of the expensive things that I'm considering getting rid of. Failing that, I'm sure the other guys won't mind if I organise a bit of a whip round for you. That will help and avoid selling your best suit there, Peter. Over.
That's right, and I've got to feed the ferrets and something, haven't I? And my clogs are getting a bit rotten now. You know, it's no good. And you can't use a 7300 as a doorstop, Dave. It just isn't heavy enough. You know, you press on the on-off button, it skids across the desk. We've also decided, Dave, that it's the Sun Reader's radio, the 7300. I mean, do you read the Sun?
Not if I can help it, please. Mate, it'd look good in a white van. What do you think, Peter?
White van man's radio, that's all right, isn't it? I mean, they tell me, although I haven't seen the Sun newspaper for a long time, but they've given it with page 3 as well, so there's no point looking at it now, is there?
Oh, that's shocking. That's absolutely shocking. We get the independents at work, Peter.
That's why you're the Guardian readers.
No, independent. Yeah, so we don't want to be biased anyway, any way, shape or form. So it's just one paper, the Independent. So there you go. Mine's waiting for me when I get there in the morning, Peter.
That's worse than the Guardian, the Independent.
No, it's an 80-metre net, guys. Come on, get real. You're not really going to sell his 7300, are you, Chris?
I'm considering it. I am considering it because I'm quite happy with my 756. But I have to say I am officially exempt from this Sun Readers Club for 2 reasons. Firstly, I've never read newspaper. I always stay away from the news. And secondly, I haven't driven in 6 years. So this white van thing, I'm totally exempt from both of them, Peter. So I think even though I own a 7300, you really have to cross me off that Sun Readers list, over. I just don't belong there.
Okay then, so it's in the Daily Star then, is it, you read? that would be it. No, okay then, if you're considering selling it, you're a redeemed sinner then, aren't you, really?
I could swap you for a TS520S.
The bell, book and candle away and stop muttering the incantations for excommunication. If I remember from my A-level physics, excommunicatum et damnatium cum diabla et angelis edgis. That's right in Latin, isn't it, Jeff?
Oh, definitely, yes.
Dave said he would swap you for TS520, Chris. I'll go Heathkit HW101. We've got a couple of nice ones. You can have one of them. It's a fair swap, Chris. Go ahead.
I won't cash my way as well.
Do you know, I'm hardly hearing anyone at the moment. I'm getting plus 15 of what sounds like a static. But no, I'm not really after any more radios, to be honest, guys. I just want to downsize size. I mean, there was a reason why I purchased the 7300, which I won't really go into. It's not that I needed the radio. I mean, yes, I'm glad I got it, because I've got the experience now of owning one. And I have to say, Pete, it's nowhere near as light in weight as what I assumed after that discussion that we had. Remember you told me about that guy who reckoned he pushed the power button and the thing was being pushed around his deck. I've not found that. I don't know if the guy poured some Capital GTX on his desk, but I couldn't get it to do it. It is definitely the right weight for its size, I have to say. So, I don't know. There's always someone who's got something, I don't know, rather derogatory to say about everything, really. But I've really got nothing bad to say about the 7300. It's just as good as anything else, to be honest. But I don't really need it. I'm quite happy with what I've got here, as you guys know. I've had this Pro now for over 5 years, and it's served me very, very well. So I don't know. If anything, it's just going to go on eBay. I'm not really interested in any swaps, because I just don't need any more radio equipment from G0VBI in the group.
Yeah, but if you think about it, a Heathkit, a HW100 would be really nice in your shack, Chris. It would complement the 756 Pro perfectly. And, think of the warmth you get out of it with all those valves. Go on, tell him, Chris. Sell it to him. I mean, okay, he's got... Is it a 520 you've got, Dave?
I wouldn't swap it, Pete, have I?
Yeah, I'm going to say the 520 is only going up in value, isn't it? And, I mean, they're a damn fine radio, the 520 anyway, aren't they? I see what you're getting at. Are you still on the MP?
I'm on the MP at the moment, yeah, but I'll tell you, that 520, what did I pay for it? It's about 100 quid, something like that. And it's a mincer, Pete. Never had to take the top off it or anything. It's absolutely mint. And for 100 quid,
was a 520.
Why would I get rid of it, over?
That was my first rig, was a 520.
And I bet you'd want one back, over.
No, not really, but I've got an 820, which I'm hoping Pete's going to sort out at some stage, and I'm looking forward to that, actually. It's probably one up from the 520 days.
Yeah, but the 520 and, what I've got a 902 and
il devo posare alcune piante e non è c'ho una siepe di martello lì
ну даже никакого даже и шума нету, чтобы что-то до чего-то как бы не...
Ob ich dir kann, es geht das nicht mehr zu hören. Dann nehme ich den Jörg schnell noch hier ran.
Guten Morgen. Ja, guten Morgen. Ist der Motor eigentlich rum? Ist im Eingarten. Ja. Вот это +4, например.
Не, у тебя было +7, вот оставь +7.
Quite low noise level. It's just everything from the band itself. No computer noise. It's I would believe quite good for.
Dobrze, nikt nie miał poniżej 9. Wszyscy na plusach.
No, fajnie. Dobrze go sobie dam z powrotem do ciebie, no.
Opiniones y todas estas cosas.
Ahora, lavados de cerebro a nadie. El que crea, oye, que tiene razón. Y eso a veces eso de...
Передачу идет как? Я нажимаю на пробел, у меня начинается формирование сигнала, и параллельно отправляется на компорт еще сигнал, то, что он включился на передачу. И у меня от этого сигнала включается коммутация вся. И вот пробел отпускаешь, и мне начинает хлопать. Короче, черти что там. Вот его ставишь в режим ВОКС, тот же самый компорт, все нормально работает. Короче, глючит эта программа со страшной силой. Прием.
Да. Вот он написал, что ты переходил.
Como pode usar para isso então se passar. É só este modo fixa, cada uma pequena.
Das ist nicht wirklich wichtig.
Ja, da kriegt man bestimmt auch noch einen Stört, das geht schon. Die MFJ hat da jetzt ein neues System.
To build something, I want to build a couple of little... Victor.
Hotel Bravo 9 Foxtrot Echo
Mario Santiago Papa.
Italy Zanzibar
Thank you very much, Radio 9 Whiskey Tango. Strong signal 5758.
My call is Italy Zanzibar number 1 Ontario Santiago Papa. Italy Zulu 1 Oscar Sugar Papa. My person name is Fabio, Foxtrot Alpha Bravo in the Oscar, and my location is in northwest part of Italy, my friend. Again for you.
Nice, 315
Stations that are all tube, all valve radios, and some of the hybrids. I've got 3101s, the ZDs, Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, and the 902, which I'm using now with the linear switched on. So, yeah, I've kept an eye out for a GS520, but I always want a little bit more than, all my heat kits and my KW and my Drake 4 lines. I picked them all up pretty cheaply. And the vintage market on eBay is starting to creep up a bit. People want to ask good money for them. Dave, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I mean, I bought the one, the one I bought, I wasn't going to buy anything actually, but it was on the brink of buying the rally at Blackpool a couple of years ago, wasn't it, Pete? And it was sat there, and I said, how much? Anyway, I couldn't knock it back. I think I paid it, was it 100 quid, Pete, or something like that? It was for nothing. And that night I came home and I put it in the shack and left it turned on. And a bit later on I called Pete, and he's absolutely spot on. The guy who bought it off, I think he'd had about 20 years. And he just wanted to, it was clutter. It was clutter to him. So I think I gave 100 quid for it, and it's very, very good. And I put it on a par with the 902 for receive. But the 102, as you said, is something else. It really is. But I've got a few issues with that, so I'm going to have to, when I get the inclination, not so much the time, when I get the inclination, I'll have a look at that. But yeah, very good, very good. Right, I'll be away for a minute or two. I'm going to go and have a quick cigarette. I know I shouldn't, but there you go. And I'll put it round to Chris. Go ahead, Chris, M0SKA.
Yeah, J0BBI returning. Blimey, I haven't had a fag in over 2 years, Dave. I gave up a couple of years ago now. If you're talking about the receive, which I think you was, sounds better on the older radios, I definitely go along with that. I think the radios of today sound somewhat mechanical in comparison to the early valve radios. There was just a warmth, a fullness, a naturalness, just, a sound that can't be reproduced today. I think too much digital involvement in these radios kind of strips away that naturalness of how the voice used to sound on earlier radios. That's what I found anyway. But yeah, you know, all these radios these days, they look really good, but they're starting to look and starting to resemble more like pieces of test equipment rather than transceivers. I don't know, they're all fine and dandy and all that, but I've said this before, that look, that amateurish look about ham radio equipment that was around when I came into the hobby some 27 years ago, I think, it's just gone. It's just gone. Yes, the radios of today look nicer in a sense, but the spirit of that look of ham radio, I don't know. Maybe I'm not describing it properly, but there's just a specific look about the early transceivers that's completely gone. And I really miss that. I really miss that. And I think that's another reason. If I was to put, I don't know, a 30, 40-year-old radio here, it just would look so out of place next to these two icons. It just really would. The colours and the way the whole design is just completely different. So, yeah, sadly, that great look about ham radio transceivers has, in my opinion, definitely been lost anyway. I don't know who it's back round to. I think I'll put it round to you, Jeff. G4LYM, G0VBI in the group.
Yeah, G0VBI, G4LYM. Yeah, well, you know, the Japs are very clever. In the 70s, they realised there was, obviously there was a market for amateur radio, but they made the sets all like hi-fi sets, so the XYLs wouldn't complain, if you're on the, if you had your station in the front room, it would look quite nice. It would sort of fit in with the hi-fi, so they're looking in a big General Dynamics or a 17CL stuck on the sideboard, So they were very clever, the Japanese, weren't they, Peter?
Oh yeah, definitely. The styling was there to make it look more amenable. Although, you do get people that, in fact, I know one, I won't give his call sign over there, but he's got it in like a cupboard under the stairs, a bit like Harry Potter. had to live in a cupboard under the stairs with his parents. And, you have to have this little cupboard, and it's all closed in, so nobody can see it, and that would frighten everybody to death compared to my shack, which is Chepstow's backyard on steroids, I think is the best way of describing it. But the sound is definitely there. The reason is, of course, that the older Heathkits and the KWs, I think, Chris, you are itching to have a KW. I'm sure you have to talk nicely to Steve, because he's just down the road from you. Yeah, a nice KW 2000 will just bring your shack out nicely. Especially a Vanguard or a Viceroy or a Vespa. One of those would be just right for you. But they don't tailor the audio. And then all of a sudden, somebody decided, we're going to have to cut the speech bandwidth down, 2.4 kc filters, so 200 hertz to 2.4 kilohertz, that'll be fine. And clip it down a bit further. We'd decide that everybody is going to sound like a Japanese contest station, and that'd be just right. And of course, the DX in, everybody wants a DX, nobody wants to start rag chewing like, we're doing. And, DX in and is playing contests, must have narrow bandwidth, and that's what they did. And of course, they sounded lousy. Not like your 756 Pro, Chris, when it came out of the box, until you got the settings right, put a standard microphone in it, sounded lousy. When people realised you've got to change these settings in the menus, then it does sound lovely. It's classic stuff, isn't it? So, and then of course, the confounded cost accountant made them cheaper and cheaper. Doesn't matter if they sound crap, nobody's interested anyway, it's all these idiots talking to one another. Right. Pass it over to you, Steve. It took ages to strip out the speech processing off the 720s, but it certainly sounded a lot better once I'd done it. Take it, Steve, G4 3
Yeah, G3 0 Papa Sugar. You okay? Yes, okay, guys. Yeah, interesting conversation. Yeah, if you want to try any analog radio speed, Chris, you can get the train down here any time. I have all models are available. I'll tell you what, Chris, I used the Pro 3 at the weekend when I was operating from my club's windmill station. I had a Pro 3 there, and we had a very, very high noise level on Saturday. Okay, my ears aren't brilliant. I mean, they're pretty good, but their hearing is playing up a little bit now. But the signals that were below the noise level, I assume the DSP is on all the time. If you set it at a neutral position, it's still operating. I don't think the DSP's got an on-off button, or maybe it was on. But I began to think after about 15 minutes that I would have done better with a completely analog radio and use my ears to dig into the noise. I felt that I know it's an earlier generation, but the signals were so low they were masquerading, if you like, as noise. Really, that's what they sounded like. I'm not sure that the DSP was helping me or ultimately hindering me. Chris, go ahead.
Well, I've never really been a lover of DSP. As I mentioned earlier, I think there's too much digital involvement. Inherently these are analog signals and we're digitizing them, and something is being lost along the way. And of course everything is adding to it, and there's noise being introduced in all stages, and I don't know, I just can't help but think that DSP is not what it's cracked up to be. I don't know any way of switching it off altogether. I assume it's always on. It's part of the system. In fact, if I'm not wrong, if one was to take the DSP board out, just a simple plug-in board of these 756s, I don't think you'd hear anything. That's what someone said to me. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that, but I do think that it's just part of the whole system. You can't bypass it altogether. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. But, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. Compared side by side with the same antenna, the 7300 and 756 Pro that I've got here are just as good as each other. So when we consider there's like a 15 or 20 year difference, and the difference in technology, one being a superhet and the other one being an SDR direct sampling receiver, I, for one, certainly expected some kind of noticeable performance increase in its receive, but I can honestly say they both hear as good as one another. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I know we've briefly discussed this before, Peter, that there's very, very little difference that one can actually tell when they're comparing side by side the receive on two different transceivers. On paper, the specifications might be very different, but I think in real life use, there's very, very little difference that one can actually detect. Well, certainly in my opinion anyway. I don't know, Steve, what do you reckon, Abel?
Yeah, G3, PS5. I think this plays into what we were discussing the other night, that for a vast majority of casual HF operators, probably the technology did reach a bit of a limit. I do think it's probably better close in dynamic range performance, and maybe it's not. Maybe the Pro 3, I'll have a look at it in a minute, but then you're not going to notice unless you're in a contest environment. And maybe the phase noise of the synthesizer is improved, which you would probably only notice in the presence of very strong signals nearby when you're trying to listen to something weak. So I don't really no, I'm not, despite loving old technology, I'm not a Luddite, and I think once you sample quick enough and you approach analog anyway, so the Flex certainly seem to be pretty fantastic bits of kit. It's just the 756 and the Pro 3. I don't know what
sampling rate it's got for the DSP and the IF, but I started to think, because that was the only receiver there at Windmill, I started to think, oh God, I wish I had an analogue receiver here. The noise blanket didn't appear to help at all. The noise blanket, it's an older bit of kit. So anyway, when I went back on Sunday, things were improved, but I still wasn't sure. I wouldn't have preferred an analogue receiver, all analogue. It's not a Luddite really, it's just my ears. So I've got a 7200 here, so it's a lovely little radio. Again, I haven't really used it in ultra low noise, low signal, but it's the last generation of ICOM, isn't it, before they've gone to direct sampling. Anyway, enough already. Thank you, Pete.
Okay, Steve. Yes, it's a fair comment, isn't it? And Chris, what you have said is heresy. Absolute heresy. You're going to get burnt out of the stake by ICOM. They're going to send the men in black suits to say that this modern new shiny radio that is better than anything ever produced ever by anybody is just as good as the 756 Pro. Now, I concede that I won't compare, except in one special occasion. I won't compare two radios unless I own them both. And, I can adjust things and test things. But my old 701, which predates your 756 Pro by a long time, the flagship ICOM radio, produces very good acceptable audio. And the receive was actually, I think, killed by the good old Costa counter. But once I'd put some decent FETs in the front end of it, not modern ones, but decent FETs, and got rid of the horrible quality switching diodes, and put in BAT85 and changed front mixer, it was just as good as anything. The synthesizer was just as quiet. But they don't want you to know that. They want the next generation, your 7610 is going to be better than your 7300, and everything before that. And somebody said to me when I was on my Marconi transmit exciter, oh, that old radio sounds good enough to be a proper radio. It's classic, isn't it? Right, I'll pass it on to you, SK, if you're back with us. If SK doesn't take it, will you take it, Jeff, G4C? So be at this end.
No, I'm back, and it's interesting, isn't it? But I think definitely on receive with the DSP, even on the 1000 MP, which is the same ilk as the 756. That's where the difference is. But step it up a level to the what do they call, like is it the Apache SDR, and you're into a different territory. Again, I remember when the SDRs first came out, and everybody sounded, you'll probably remember this, Pete, the audio, they couldn't get the audio right. For some reason, the audio just didn't sound natural. But I think they've improved that, probably give them a bit more control and a bit more bandwidth. But it is interesting. But somewhere down the line, it's horses for courses at the end of the day, isn't it? It depends what you're doing. If you're chasing the DX and contesting, are you really interested in the station that you can't hear? If you're contesting, you're collecting points, but if you just want that rare DX, you want something that you can hear very well with. So horses for courses at the end of the day. G3ZPA, M0SKA.
It's me, that's Rare DX, G3ZPA.
No, that's me.
Hello, mate. G3ZPS, yeah. I'll just look up the sampling rate on the new SDRs. I'm sure it's way above the 7300. The 7300 is actually quite an old field programmable gate array. I think it went through this. Quite an old. I don't think the resolution is particularly brilliant. I've just had a look on the Sherwood website, Chris. Not that it's it's just numbers again. The closing performance of the Pro 3 in the list of Sherwood receivers is about 10 below the FT901. I'm using a 902 now.
the close-in performance is about 5 dB worse than the 901. The 902 might be a bit better, so but the minimum discernible signal, which is always going to be good on any radio from the last 20 years or so, is on 80 or 40 or even 20, it's way down there at neg 135 dBm, or it's actually even more than that. But you connect an aerial up to it, and you hear a pin, you hear everything, everything that comes down the antenna. It's been that way for a long time now, so. On straight sensitivity, there's probably no difference with the 7300 and the IF DSP resolution of the 7300 isn't cutting edge, but then it's made down to a price, Chris. So I'm not surprised you can't hear a great deal of difference, mate. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it may be a lot to do with that, but I've never come across anyone who's purchased a different radio and said categorically that he can tell, with ease that the received performance on his new radio far excels that of his old one. I've yet heard that. It all seems to be pretty much the same. I guess I'm not really the best person to do comparisons, not being a DX chaser, not being the guy who's chasing that weak, distant signal in some remote part of the world. I suppose the receivers come into their own when you use them like that. For the kind of use that I get out of this hobby, I'm probably not the best one to make comparisons between receivers, but again, we have to justify what we believe is either an improvement or not with what kind of usage we put our receivers to, or our transceivers. It may benefit someone else a lot more than it would benefit another person who doesn't chase DX or do as intense things as someone else would do with their mode of transmission. I don't know. It's all different for all of us. That's why some people, I guess, can swear that there is a massive difference, and other people like me say there's hardly any noticeable difference. I guess it's all down to what kind of comparisons you do and under what kinds of conditions and operating practices. There's so many factors that become involved, isn't there? Anyway, guys, I'm going to say good night now because I've got some things going on tomorrow morning. Okay. I have to get up early, so I'm going to make myself another cup of coffee and then hit the sack, as they say. But nice chatting to all of you this evening. Conditions have not been too bad, so I'll say a very good evening to one and all, and hello and bye-bye to you, Dave. Haven't heard you for a while. Hope all is well with you. So this is G0VBI, Chris in London, signing off with G4TCB, G3ZPS, G4LYM, M0SKA and G3ZPA. Listening for a few minutes, but I won't be coming back. So a very good night, guys, and catch you all soon. Back to you, Peter, G4TCB, G0VBI, signing off with you all. Bye-bye.
Hotel 6.
Okay there, 73s, Chris. Nice to catch you, mate, and good evening to Dave. I trust Kim, mate, is all well and good and in a happy condition now. Anyway, nice to hear it, Dave. You take it and then pass it on to Dave the SKA. Take it, Dave, G4.
There's an Oscar Hotel 6 calling in there, over.
Yeah, okay, Pete. Sorry, I don't know who that was. From G3ZPA. Yeah, good night, Chris. Haven't heard you for ages. Big signal. You're the loudest of the lot tonight. Well, just sticking my big nose in because I haven't been on for a while. I've been going to bed really early because I've been getting up very early. Luckily, Kimberly's gone to stay with her dad tonight, so I've got the radio room to myself for a bit. I've been listening on the FR400, which I still rate as the best receiver of the lot. Everyone's falling about with laughter. But I spent the morning repairing a Target. They're the most crappy communications receivers you can get. The BFO wasn't working, the power socket was dead. It took me a couple of hours, but I got it going in the end. Right, who do I pass it to? Did you say Jeff, Pete, from G3ZPA? I'll say for Dave, then you can say hello to SKA.
Dave, sounding very loud as always, and an interesting thing about rigs. I just wonder, whether there's much advancement in the last 20 years, as you say, Steve. There's 7,300. It's $1,000, and it's 1,200 quid, I suppose, near. It's good value, I suppose. It does everything you want. But if you find it just because it's a competition receiver or something, as they call them today, you only get what you pay for. But something to, with all the bells and whistles, it's marvelous. But that's how you have to look at it. But on this 781 I'm running, somebody did a report on comparing it against the latest Icon flagship. So the Icon flagship, was it 7801 or something? I can't remember. The filtering was a wee bit better than the 781. The receiver on here was quieter on the 781. It's a very, very quiet receiver. There's no DDS on it. It's all analog. But I can notch out the noise a bit with the filter. It's quite handy sometimes. Fine noise I've got. But signals just seem to come through the noise. It's quite amazing sometimes. Anyway, there you go, Steve. Back to you, Steve, from G4LYN.
Break.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Oscar Hotel 6, Golf Hotel India.
Yeah, Oscar Hotel 6, Golf Hotel India. Very good evening. This is Golf 30 Papa Sierra. The name is Steve. Good signal there. Sorry, we were all quite strong with each other, so we might have missed you there. Yes, I think you're right, Jeff. I was just reading up on the 7300s ADC. It's 14-bit, but then most reviewers think that even going up to 16 isn't going to make a great deal of difference. It doesn't really take a step up until you get to the Flex 6700, and then the sampling rate still 16-bit, but the sampling rate more than doubles from the Icon and the Apache Labs 100. So. But anyway, I still think it's something about a completely analog system, which where your ears do the DSP legwork. Anyway, right. Cheers, Chris. I think you've gone, mate. So I'll put it round to the finish station. You've got a few stations on frequency. Who have we got? There's 3 other stations. But if you reply to me, we could probably get it sorted. 086 GHI. This is Golf 32 for Bar Sugar near London. Go ahead.
Peter Steve, Handle here, Peter, on the west coast of Finland. You're 5 and 9, beautiful signal. And I was listening in on your QSOs, I'm sorry, to barge in. But I wanted to give a review. Yeah, I have the 756 Pro 3 here. Not connected at the moment. I have the IT765 from the early 90s, real flagship, and I have the 7300. Will I pay for a review, over?
Yeah, none of us have got. Quite a few of the stations on this frequency have got very old radios, Peter. I'm using a Fox Tango 902, made in 1980. So I'll put it round to another G3, and his radio's even older than that. Take it away, Dave.
Yeah, okay, 086 GHI, G3 Zulu Papa Alpha. Well, I'm using the Foxtrot Tango 200, which I purchased Christmas 1969. Right, over to you then, Pete. G4TCB, G3ZPA.
Okay there, Dave, and good evening to Peter in Finland. Yes, well, I'm using a General Dynamics RT618, ex-US Navy, dated internally 1969, possibly came out of a US submarine. But I'm fairly convinced now that this is the only one in operation in the UK. So there's probably others sitting in shacks and sheds and museums, but this one's the only one that's regularly in operation. Good signal here. I've no S-meter on, but it's definitely 5 and 9 plus. So I'll pass it back to you, Peter, in Finland, and if you can pass it to Dave at SKA when you've had your over, please. G4, TCB at this end.
Yeah, Roger, thank you very much for letting me in. Beautiful 5 and 9 plus from all stations on the net, and nice audios from all stations, so congratulations. And I won't bother with the review. It's, yeah, I tried it anyways. I wouldn't have bought this radio, but circumstance made it necessary. But anyways, I won't bother you with that. It sounds great from everybody. 70 degrees for Finland, and enjoy the hobby. Very, very nice sounding stations have you. Plus 3 during daytime, -3 during night. No green grass, no leaves on the trees. Terrible, awful spring weather. Sunshine, but only 3 degrees plus. Climate living here in Finland. I better move to the UK Isles. T3 JPS 086HI. 7 thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, cheers, Peter. It's Golf 30 Papa Sugar. Cheers, Peter. Yeah, thanks for calling in, yeah. We don't want any more radio reviews. We've had enough. Cheers. Bye-bye from London, anyway. Round to you, Dave.
Yeah, okay, Peter. Oscar Hotel 6 Golf Hotel India, Mike 0 SKA. 5 and 9, Peter. Running an FT1000 MP, so I'm quite modern compared to the other guys tonight. But 5 and 9, Peter. Thanks for calling in. Over.
Yeah, thank you very much. You sound great. Super audio. My favorite at the moment, the 765 by Icon, early 90s. I also have a JF FT101, or as it is called, the Sommercamp FT277. Nice rig also. Yeah. Thank you all, and 7-3s from Finland. Thank you, bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye, Peter. 7-3s. I'll put it round to David, ZPA. Hope you well, David, and good to see you on M0SKA.
Yeah, it's been ages since I've heard you, Dave. I bet you've been on the hockey quite a lot. But are you winning? Back to you.
I'm doing all right, Peter. Sorry, David. I've only lost 1 game this season. How many games have we had? 6, 7? And I've lost 1, so I'm not doing bad, over.
Oh, you're getting your iron all right. I've got a shaky right hand now. Left hand's good. So if I tried throwing a dart, it'd end up anywhere. Who do I pass it to?
He's telling you to stop watching them funny mucky movies, Dave. That'll stop your right hand shaking.
I might have known a remark like that would come.
Oh, this is it. I mean, if you think of it, it was Hitler that had... Was it his left hand or his right? No, it was his left hand, wasn't it? Had the Parkinson's disease, they reckon. That's what made his how would we put it, hand shake like that. Or was it the drugs that Morello had been giving him? But we'll leave that one for a later date. Right, over to you, Jeff. So you can explain what happens if you watch them funny films. Look what happened to you.
Oh, I don't watch them anymore. I'll leave that to other people. Oh dear. I wonder if Peter's still on frequency. Are you still there, Peter, in Finland? Go ahead.
Break Echo India 4.
I think he's gone.
Was that a break?
Good evening, gentlemen. Echo India 4, Echo Queen Bravo.
Who's that? Say again. URZ.
It was Echo India 4, Echo Queen Bravo. Good evening. Mike 0, Sierra Kilo Alpha, Dave in the group. And if you give me the name, and I'll pass you around. QTH Blackburn, over.
Roger, good evening, sir. I think it's Mike 0 Sierra Kilo Alpha. I hope I have the call sign right. Apologies if I don't. Echo India 4 Echo Queen Bravo here about an hour north of Dublin. And we're in the condition of about 80 watts down in emergency QSL.
Yeah, excellent. Well, you're 5859 with me. My name's Dave, QTH Blackburn. I didn't get the name. Just give me the name again, over.
Yeah, QSL Dave, and it's Paul Papa Alpha Uniform Lima, and just testing the audio on this new Yaesu 450D.
Okay, Paul. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, sounds good. A little bit thin, but you can't do a lot with the 450. But it's good communication audio, Paul. 5859 with me. I'll put you on to Pete, and then Pete will pass you around the group. But 5859 with me from Dublin. G4TCB, M0SKA.
Okay, Paul. Yes, nice to catch you for the first time. Don't think we have worked before. My call sign Golf 4 Tango Charlie Bravo. Name's Peter, QTH, Leeds in West Yorkshire. But good signal here. I haven't got an estimator. I'm on vintage gear, but it's definitely a 5 and 9 plus reaching me with a nice audio. Right, I'll pass it on to Dave at ZPA. He can give you a report as well. Do you want to take it, Dave, and talk to Paul in Dublin?
Yeah, okay. Good evening, Paul. You're 5 and 9. Name's David. Location Bletchley. I'm running an old FT200. Over to you, Steve, to give Paul a report.
Yeah, hello, Paul. This is Golf 3 Zulu Papa Sugar. Not to confuse you too much with 2 G3 Zulu Papas. Located in the county of Kent in southeast. I've got you on QRZ.com with your auto gyro there, which made me smile. Paul, you're a good signal down here in Kent. I'm running a Fox Tango 902 with a Shaw 444. It's an old radio, and I've got the linear switched on at the moment, so I'm not sure where it goes to. I think you might have been round everybody, Paul. Anyway, back to you. EI4 Echo Queen Bravo G3 Zulu Papa Sugar with the group, go ahead.
Golf 3 Zulu Papa Sugar with the group. Thank you, gentlemen, one and all, for your reports. Everybody's 5-9 here and sounding very good. I've been listening to you lads talking for a while, and ironically, I turned down the opportunity to purchase an FT102 about a year and a half ago. I just didn't have the funds from a silent key, but it's something I regret. I gather they're a phenomenal radio. Nice looking piece of radio equipment too. Yeah, just testing the audio on this FT450D. It's one of the new generations. Just trying to get an idea what the audio is like. The other rig beside me, ironically, is the Fox Tango 900, so not that dissimilar to your 902.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's a 900's it's a transistorized radio, I think. But anyway, yeah, the 902's an old hybrid. Yeah, the 102's a great receiver. Yeah, I might have to buy one of those. Back to you, Pete.
Okay, yeah, the 102 has got a quite reputation, but if you come up to Blackpool next year, Steve, and we'll get Dave SKA there, you can talk to him and buy his 102 and sort it out. I think it's TR relay that's faulty, isn't it, Dave? But it's a bit of an interesting one to get to. But over to you, Dave.
No, it's not the relays. The relays have been done, Pete. It's something on the drive side, which I'm not sure about, so I might have to bring it over to Leeds. But yeah, okay, Paul, the I4EQB M0SKA. I have had a 450, Paul, and the audio is very good, very clear. But you're not going to get much sort of depth in the audio. There's not a lot you can do with it, so it is what it is. But it's okay, Paul. It's good quality, over.
Yeah, QSL indeed. Well, I'm sure you probably know there's an equalizer adjustment on the mic. There's 4 or 5 different settings, so you can set the equalizer. So I'm not going to do it now because you lads are chatting, but I'll certainly look into it during the week. It's an interesting little radio. I wanted something to go portable, bring it to Spain to me, and so far it's a fine machine.
Oh yeah, they're a good machine. just try switching the switch on the back of the mic if you're using the standard mic. Just switch that switch into the other position and give me another over, Paul, over.
Well, I actually modified the microphone and changed the capacitor inside, which gives it more kick, so you chat amongst yourselves there for a minute and I'll suggest the equalizer menu and then I'll come back to you.
Yeah, okay, Paul, no worries. Okay, very good. Okay, I'll put it round to David, ZPA. So, yeah, I hope everything's well there, David, and sounds like you've had the granddaughter round over.
Oh, she lives here permanently with me now, but she's gone to stay with her dad tonight. But for a couple of nights she wasn't well, so she takes over the radio room. Oh, well, there we are. Anyway, I'm going off to bed now. I'll say very good night. I'll briefly listen to see what Paul's audio's like when he comes back. But I've got to get up early in the morning again, unfortunately. I'm lumbered every day with school. Taking them to school and collecting them. Getting fed up with it. Anyway, back to you, Dave, and I'll say very good night to everyone on the frequency. G3 Zulu Papa Alpha going QRT.
Yeah, okay, David. You wouldn't know it any other way, I'm sure. I'm going to be a granddad later in the year, David, so you'll have to tell me all about it. 7-3, good to hear you, David. G3ZPA M0SKA. Round to you now then. That's Jeff gone. Round to you, Steve. Over.
Haven't heard Jeff for a while. Go ahead, Jeff.
I'm still here. Hello, good night, David. Nice to hear you. Yeah, I'm still here. I haven't got much to say. Station in Ireland, Paul is 5.9 plus here, Greg. Quite a loud signal, and I suppose he's got the A-Steel microphone. It'll be that they give out with all the A-Steel, the MH31. And you're quite right, Dave's got that bloody switch on the back. But you can modify them, but I don't know. I'd put some in, I just buy a better microphone. I'm sure that would help. Anyway, there you go. Right, round to you, Peter, from G4LYM.
Okay, Jeff, yeah, you're sounding a bit tired actually, mate. I don't know if you heard me talking to Steve earlier, but I've got all the control grid circuitry done. It's producing the right voltage, and it goes up and down. When you turn it into transmit, it goes down to -51, and when you put it into standby, it goes up to it goes down. get it right, it goes down to about -120. So we're fine. So just got to look at the PA compartment, the anode circuitry, and it's like the blue touch paper time. So I'm quite pleased with that, Jeff.
Oh, well done, thank you.
We've cracked it with that one, mate. So hopefully, before this weekend, you'll see a big blue flash over
Chapel. Right, soon, are we?
And over to you, Paul. Yeah, your audio. How about a Shaw 444? I've got a Yaesu 840 as well. I know you're on 90, sorry, 102 at the moment, but the 840 with a Shaw 444 works lovely. Shaw 444 on the Collins sounded lousy, but the 840, it complemented it nicely. But as long as you don't buy any sort of radio type microphone, certainly nothing with the word Heil written on it, and get a decent vocalist microphone, put it on maybe a little bit of a preamp sometimes, but that's what you want, sir, a lot better. But all of these radio microphones, they try to tailor the audio, and you want something with a completely flat response. This thing here is a Reslo ribbon microphone from the 1960s with a homebrew valve preamp on it, and that's into a big old vintage General Dynamics. It's ex-US Navy. I'm not going to say it anymore because I can feel them looking at me. I'm covering their heads and saying, not again. But vintage stuff anyway. Over to you, Paul, for comments. G4, TCB.
G4 Tango Charlie Bravo, is that correct?
Go on, mate.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't get the full call sign. My apologies.
Yeah, it's the right call, Paul. G4 TCB. That's Pete's call. Over.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Pete, good evening to you. How are you? KDH here, north of Dublin, about an hour north of Dublin, just on the River Boyne. I'll just switch the equaliser there to position 4. I don't know what that's like, and I'll on-key the mic now and just go to position 3. You can just tell me if there's any difference, please.
It's sounding a little bit better, but to say, You want to change that microphone. I think the general consensus of opinion is that you don't want a radio-type microphone. I'll pass it to you, Dave for FKA, and you can elucidate, mate.
Yeah, okay. Well, Paul, I think there's about 4 positions on that radio, so on the EQ. So go through the next 3 positions, Paul, and we'll listen to them, over.
Yeah, QSL, no problem. Okay, so that's position 1. And that's position number 2. Position number 3. Position number 4. Position number 5. And position number 6. So any feedback, gentlemen, please? The I4EQB with the group.
Between 2 and 3 for me.
Yeah, 5 and 6 was definitely out, wasn't it?
Didn't have any difference to me.
Yeah, but 5 and 6 is too much high in there. Go to 2 and 3, Paul, over.
Hey, I4EQB, return to group. Okay, that's position 3 now, gentlemen.
Okay, try 2.
And that's position 2, the I4EQB returning to the group.
Yeah, there's not a lot in there, but 2 or 3 to me is slightly rounder than the other one. It's either too high or, well, too sharp, but there's no bottom end in there. You're never going to get bottom end in there because the filtering one, I think it's only 2.6, but it's between 2 and 3 for me. I don't know what the rest of the guys think. Round to you, Pete.
Yeah, that's it. It's best of a bad bunch, really, isn't it, Dave? But get it changed and get something else in, and you will never look back. And you're going to have nice audio, and you'll get all these wonderful DX concepts. That are going to say, "Well, that sounds nice. What can you do with that?" It's funny. When I first saw your QRZ page, Bob, I looked at the hex beam. And Dave was talking about, I was looking down the page at the auto gyro, and I thought that it was taking the mickey out of the hex beam, saying it looks like an auto gyro. It's amazing these international incidents can be caused by not listening properly. Take it, Dave.
Okay. Okay, Paul. Yeah, so, between 2 and 3. Between 2 and 3, but... So, what? Can you not switch the switch on the back of the mic? Did you say you'd adapted the mic, over?
Indeed, yeah. There was a modification on the web where you basically replaced the capacitor, and I think it bypassed the switch. But when I did make the change, the reports I get were excellent. So that's about as much as I can get from this microphone. Microphones is something I know nothing about. So if anyone has a recommendation for me that might suit the 450, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm not sure. If it was me, I'd go with the Yaesu 100 microphone, not the 200, the 100. I think that'll be a better option because it's got more flexibility, more settings, but you can pick them up reasonable now. The FT, is it the F? I can't remember the number. It's the 100D, I think, or 100X or something. Not the 200. Anyway, I'm going to clear, guys. I've just looked at the time. I've got to take the dogs out, and I'm up at 7, so I can't have a lie-in like you, Pete. So I'm going to clear. But I'll say some threes. I won't be on tomorrow, but I might get on Wednesday, Pete. Some threes from M0SKA.
Okay, Dave, we shall look forward with bated breath to listening to you, and put one of the other radios on, and your 530. That sounds great. Right, 73's Dave. Over to you, Jeff. You can say bye to him as well.
Yes, good night, Dave. Just before you go, is you Fox Kilo Sugar your suffix, go ahead?
Sierra Kilo Alpha.
Or it was, yeah, that's what I've got written down. Quick, isn't he? There you go. Well, round to you, Steve.
Yeah, okay, Jeff, G3, Zulu Papa Sugar. Yeah, okay, very interesting. Yeah, they sound fairly restricted, don't they? I don't know about those modern Yaesus, and it sounds fairly restricted in the middle, isn't it, with the very top and the very bottom missing. I think my Icon 7200 sounds a bit like that. Anyway, I think you're in the best position that we think anyway. Go and find another net, Paul. They'll give you a completely different answer, Paul. Go ahead. No, I think you may have gone.
It's either that or he's broken his microphone and can't talk to us anymore.
No, must be capacitors. Yeah, it's time for me to go and get a drink as well, actually. Yeah, very, very good. Yeah, excellent stuff. And Chris selling his Icon. I don't know why there's some strange reason for buying his 7300. I don't know. I can't think of a strange reason for buying it. Well, I can think of lots of mad reasons, but a strange and odd reason for buying it. I wonder what that was. It's all a bit mysterious, that, isn't it, Pete?
Well, I think what it was, it believed the adverts that the 7300 was so wonderful. You know, if you weren't a proper radio ham, you wouldn't be able to understand the difference. You know, the Emperor's New Clothes theory. And on reading the Emperor's New Clothes theory, it decided that it was going to be so much better than his 756 Pro that he could flog his 756 off. But of course, when he started using it, he got this horrible realisation there wasn't no difference, and he's basically not wasted a grand, but he's bought himself a radio that he's not really happy with, and that's the difference. You know, he's not overly happy with it, and so he might as well pass it on to somebody that might be overly happy with it and gets most of his money back. But this is it. When you believe the adverts, you know, oh, the old stuff is absolutely useless and the new stuff is absolutely wonderful, and you know, it's you know, patently not true. Classic, isn't it? Over to you, Jeff.
Well, I'll have to come on with my little 730, Mark, get it set up for tomorrow night. That's a lovely receiver. I worked a lot of stuff with that. You know, when I had my beam up and the amplifier was going full tilt back in the early 80s, and that thing worked. I could hear stations, you know, really, you know, sort of, I was working stuff that you were imagining what you're sort of guessing, you know, guessing the call signs and the reports and all that business, you know. It's a lovely little receiver. So the only problem is it's about 10 dBs deaf. I don't know, something's gone in it, but it's all right for this band. It's probably better with permanent attenuation, especially for this band. But it's a lovely little radio, and I bought that in 82 as the second rig after I sold the 520. So there you go. Well, this 781 is not much younger than yours, Steve. I got this in 1988, so it's only about 7 years older than your machine you're using there, Steve. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. That's quite right. Yeah, it's a generation apart, but yeah, I'll tell you something interesting, Pete. The Pro 3, there's one on at the moment on the web for £1,200 now. I think the Pro 3 is one of the best radios they ever made. I mean, I used one at the weekend. Okay, I wasn't a great fan of parts of it, but it's got a little spectrum scope in it. It's still selling second hand. I mean, I don't know how old that is. Is it 10, 12 years old? It's selling for the same price as the new 7300. So, okay, the 7300 in real terms is a lot cheaper. It's smaller. It's got more features and facilities. But for the average operator who's got a Pro 3, there is, you know, if you want something smaller, cheaper, lighter, loads more features. But as far as a 100-watt radio and a reasonably good receiver, no difference, Pete. Go ahead.
Well, that's right, isn't it? I would suggest that the 756 Pro will probably hold its price if you're going to keep it for another 4 or 5 years, I think the 756 Pro will be a better investment than a 7300. In a few years' time, there'll be so many on the market that you'll give them away with a packet of fags, won't they?
I don't think ICOM ever made a bad radio, Peter. What do you think?
No, I don't think so. There's been one or two strange ones, hasn't there? I mean, I said that flagship 701 was all right, but it received was fairly dismal until I tweaked it up for Jeff. But generally speaking, they've been a lot better, haven't they?
Yeah, and I never understood the numbering system that they've got. You think I've got the 7400, and the 7300. It's about 12 years difference between them. It's a weird numbering arrangement, Pete.
Oh yeah, but they all have. If you think of the FT1 and the 102 and the 950, it was all. Think of a number, double it, and add a bit more, wasn't it?
The Pro 3 is 13 years old.
Yeah, it's been a very successful range, Steve. There's millions of people using that Pro range, guys.
Great. Yeah, 13 years. It was launched in August 2004. So selling second hand, a 13-year-old radio selling second hand for the same, from a dealer anyway, the same price as a new 7300. So market forces tell you something there, don't they, Pete?
Oh yeah, well that's it. But there's one thing, they might be asking that price, but are they getting it? If you look on ham radio deals or something like that, I don't think you're going to get over $1,000 for even a decent looking Pro 3. I think, it's always the thing, you can ask what you want, but it's up to the punter whether he buys it or not. Back to you, Jeff.
I don't know what the market price is for the second-hand stuff. It seems to vary a lot, but I really don't know. But of course, it definitely was a successful radio, and there's still, if you go on the HF bands, 20 meters and all the, DXs and DXpeditions, they're all using those, that Pro range. They don't seem to be using Yates too much these days.
Yeah. Well, my friends just come back from Botswana, took all their K3s with them. Yeah, there's quite a few second-hand Pro 3s on the web, but they're all around about 1,000, a little bit more, a little bit less. And there's second-hand 7300 from a dealer on the web, and it's 999. So they're really okay, whatever they're asking. But the reality is that as far as eBay is concerned, there's not a lot of difference between a second-hand 7300 and a year old less, and a second-hand Pro 3 at 13 years old. So it does appear to be highly regarded. So it's quite an interesting thing that. But that tells me that if you've got a Pro 3, there ain't unless you're really hankering after which we all do, don't we, irrational purchases, then no reason to change. But anyway, Chris will probably, I'll bite off of Chris, but no, I won't. Back to you, Pete.
Okay there. Yeah, well, I say Chris will be, deciding on a new toy, and I've got some money in my bank account. I want a new toy. Not like me where I can't afford a crust with a bit of dripping on it nowadays. But he'll want a new toy. He's got his new toy and is not delighted with it, which is classic one, isn't it? But he should have bought himself a General Dynamics, really, shouldn't he? I think that's what it is. It's disappointment that he's got a radio that he can lift. So right, but he'll get over it. He'll get it on eBay, and it is quite well known that the second-hand price of some of these big posh rigs is down through the floor now due to the 7300. Over to you, Jeff.
Is it really, I don't know. I've seen some of, things like 990s and, the top end icons, the 800s, 7801, second hand. I don't think there's much difference between the new price Peter.
That's what people are asking, but they aren't actually going at that price, Jeff.
Yeah. Well, of course, you never know what price to do get, do you? So, but yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know. It's all funny business. I was a radio with rigs. I mean, it's such an amazing. You've got so many different rigs to choose from, but. I was going to say, I tell you what, that KX, who's it, mate? Helicraft or whatever. I mean, that is they are becoming very popular now. Steve, go ahead.
Yeah, very expensive as well. They're expensive over here, aren't they? My mate's got a KX too, I think. Yeah, I think one of the most amazing things about all this kit is the longevity of it. I mean, this 902 hasn't really given me any grief, a couple of little bits here and there. 37-year-old bit of kit, All we 37-year-old tellies have long gone, so not I could use them anyway. Hi-Fi's about that age, I suppose. No computing equipment of that age. Well, I was going to say, I still got my Atari ST, that still works. We still use that for the odd bit of music, so... the thing about the ham radio kit is you add up all them icons and all those different Yaesus and all the Kenwoods, a lot of which are still going. There's a huge selection of radios which you could plug in and be on the air with a bit of wire working around the world. For next door to nothing really. If you go to a rally even, there's so many. It surprises me, how much people ask for some of the 90s radios. There's so many different models. The reliability, Jeff, is amazing. They're all loads of them still going, aren't they? I think people do move them on when they're working perfectly well. Jeff, go ahead.
You're 100% correct, Steve. I mean, 781 is. I've had this from you, and it's still going. I mean, all right. I've bungered up the automatic ATU. Well, that's not a big deal for me. I never use an internal ATU, and the power switch has gone. So I turn it on from the mains, but otherwise it's perfect. It's bloody old. I bought it in 1988. Steve, go ahead.